No, I'm not.
They're not live yet. Yeah, you're hosting somebody named Jace.
Okay, first of all, I need to remind you, you're muted until I get the thing going.
That's all well and good, but I was just saying that. Okay, now you're online. It was weird because you were offline and then you came on, and I thought it was you, but you were hosting.
Yeah, and hang on, I gotta
I
put the
see.
music up.
I see 9 minutes.
Okay, welcome to Gloomwave. Holy shit, it's about time. Okay, so I have had John and Kitty muted while I got my social media stuff taken care of, and I am going to hit the unmute button in 3, 2, 1.
Onion babies, sour cream and onion babies.
After 10,000 years, I'm free.
As you
Okay,
leave,
I'm gonna go ahead and
fill,
kill the
this,
music.
fill the curtain rods with shit and something that smells good, so it's confusing.
Okay, we're
Like
gonna hop
shit
over
and
here.
almonds.
Alright. So I got my social media taken care of. Let's get started. See, I know you're just adjusting yourself in your chair, but it always sounds like, I don't know, a drum is floating or something. At least,
I mean, I'm always adjusting myself.
I assume the drum is tight.
It's not the drum is always tight. No, it's not me adjusting the chair. I've already leaned back. I was moving the microphone to be
Oh,
closer to me. Cause I got this big swinging dick in front of my face,
yeah,
As one does.
as you do.
yeah. Oh my
So,
god.
your roommates went full shithead this
Oh my,
past month. Why don't you?
oh
I
my
mean, we've
god.
all hear it, but this is the place where you get it all out. This is the place where you really get to talk shit.
Okay. It starts around a month ago. I'm gonna
No,
say
well,
mid
let's be
to
real.
late
This
Jan.
goes back a little further, doesn't it?
I mean, okay, yes, technically I've been having problems with my roommates for some time now, but it never really got this bad. But about a month ago, it was snowing. We had this stupid thing. We had this stupid rule here at the condo complex where we have to move our cars because so the plow can clear up the parking lot, and if we don't move our cars, we get a fine and all that. So I was clearing Teresa's car off so that Teresa could move their car later. And now, for those of you who don't know, I have chronic pain. I got problems with my feet. My best guess is tarsal
Yeah.
tunnel, but I can
And this
never.
is this is mysterious too. This isn't just
Nobody
like
seems to know. Yeah,
we tarsal tunnel is a guess at best. We don't really know. I mean, for all we know, it's gremlins.
Yeah, and I can't find a doctor who takes me seriously. It's like I go to a doctor and they're like, well, it's because you're fat. Now here's a list of expensive ass exercise places you can go to that your insurance won't cover. I'm off to play golf. And I'm just like, literally go fuck yourself all the way. So,
Fuck your own dick hole somehow.
yeah, exactly. So what happened is that I was clearing off Tracy's car of snow, and I put my foot down wrong, and it hurt.
Let's remind most people, including myself, why were you clearing Teresa's car off?
Because I wanted to do something nice for them.
That's a thing?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, so I messed up my foot. I managed to finish the job, but I went back inside. No, I just got off my foot, and I figured, sometimes it happens. No, my foot hurt for a little bit, and I just stay off my foot for a little while. It was fine. It was not fine. Over the next couple of weeks, it got worse and worse and worse. Um, One morning I woke up and I couldn't put any weight on my foot. I could hardly move my foot. It was bad. I was basically, I was basically crippled. And I asked my roommate to, I need a little bit of help. And the first fucking thing out of anybody's mouth is, well, if you were on Math House, you could get them in home here. And I'm just like, motherfucker, I literally just asked you to like bring my meds up or something. I don't.
So-
why are you telling?
Here's the thing that I think is strange. You know what I mean? Aside from the fact that I think they're assholes, because that we've already treaded that ground extensively. They would rather have a stranger come into their home
In the middle of COVID.
than yeah, in the middle of COVID. And Teresa's already had COVID, and you absolutely can get it more than once.
Yeah.
They would rather have a complete stranger come into their home than just do something, like very simple things. I don't really think you were asking them to bathe you or to wipe your ass or anything like that. You know what I mean?
No, I mean I can go to the bathroom on my own, but because the bathroom's like right there. But getting downstairs is difficult. And see, it was different when I was living with my mom because I was living in the upstairs apartment and my kitchen was like literally 10 feet away. If I needed to eat, I could just get up and just stumble over there and cook something, and it was fine. But here, no, I'm upstairs in this basically very inaccessible house. And if I want to eat,
Yeah.
I have to go downstairs. No, the first week when my foot blew up, I was going downstairs by basically, I would sit down at the top of the stairs and I would just slide down. And when I needed
Which
to go
can't
back
be
upstairs,
good for you physically.
yeah, when I needed to go back upstairs, I crawled. No, I would at one point, no, I was just crawling everywhere. I didn't have crutches at the time. I had to order some, and I got 2 pairs. So, well. So I was crawling towards the bathroom, and Nicholas came out, and he just saw me crawling towards the bathroom, and he just stepped over me and kept on going. I'm just like, okay then. Is that how you want to do this?
You didn't say anything then, like what the hell is wrong with you?
No,
Like, as a
not even.
person,
Are you an okay
like-
or you're in my way? Just no. I was
Yeah, no, like that's the thing. It's not even like, oh, you're in my way. It's just like, oh, I'll just ignore that your entire presence here.
Yeah, well, that's not unusual for him. So what happened is, after that, I'm just like, okay, fine. So I was willing to let it go, but eventually, though, I woke up one morning and I had really, really fucked up my knee, and I don't know how. I guess I slept on it wrong. It happens sometimes. Normally, no. Up until this point, if I had screwed up my knee, I can still stand up. I can get around and all that. But when I have a bad knee and a bad foot, that's a
Is this the same leg, or you still? Or...
same leg. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and my best guess is I must have slept on it wrong or something like that. But it was bad. I could hardly get up at all. And I wound up calling 911, and they took me to the ER. And I gotta tell you, that whole situation was interesting because they put me on this like stair chair, I guess it was called,
Yeah.
and it was like a special chair that they put you in and they carry you downstairs. And
Yeah.
it was interesting because no, I'm sitting in the chair and I'm being moved around and I'm just and they're like grunting and lifting. I'm just like, is this what being a refrigerator feels like? So they take me to the hospital, and because of COVID, nobody could come visit me. I just sat there. I didn't even get a private room. They
Well,
put me
what,
like against the
what,
wall, close to the nurse's station for like the
did you
whole time.
did you think that anybody would visit you? That Therese or Nicholas would show up? Because
Therese did pick me up. So
yeah, but
but because of COVID, nobody could actually come visit me in
yeah,
the
it just seems like I don't think they would have visited you anyway.
I don't know. Because like I feel like there was a progression here. Like
You have to
at first I was just a mild inconvenience,
you
and
have to
then I
hydrate, by
just
the
kind
way, June.
and then they just kind of started treating me as no a neglected houseplant.
Yeah, well, you have to hydrate.
Oh,
Vulpix redeemed your hydrate.
oh,
No, see, houseplants get water and attention, right?
Well, that's why they
yeah.
said neglected house plant.
Toys pays more attention to their plants than they did to me.
That's
Anyway,
true.
so what happened was so I'm at the ER and they put me through the X-ray and they didn't find anything because they never fucking do.
Well, it's clearly not a bone issue.
No, I mean, it's not even a muscle issue. It's a nerve issue. I can tell because over time, there's like burning sensations and constant itching. And no, it's a nerve issue. It's the only thing that makes sense. So, so eventually they just sent me home with like a recommendation for like, what was it? They sent me some meds. And
A
they
prescription.
also gave me a referral to a podiatrist who, actually not even a podiatrist, it was an orthopedic doctor, and I called up the
See, now
orthopedic doctor.
orthopedic is hands. That's why I thought that was strange.
Yeah, and so I call them up and they say, well, no, we don't work on that body part. Now, if you had a broken ankle, we could help you, but no. I'm just like, okay, fine. They also tried to set me up with like someone to assess me for in-home care, but when I missed a phone call from them, and when I called them back, they pretended like they had no idea what the hell I was talking about. So that never happened.
Even though you
So
were returning their call.
yeah, so I went home from the ER. Therese picked me up, and that was like a whole operation. And Therese was actually very nice that day. I mean, they went so far as to take me all the way out of their way to Wendy's, which they don't like. They don't like going to Wendy's because of that whole, Fair Food Act thing and the way they exploit their workers, and I totally get that. So I
Well, I
really
mean,
appreciate that.
I get that too, but like there is no ethical consumption in your disabled
That's what
person
I
who needs
said.
food.
But no, everybody has a line they draw, and I get that choices. But Therese was
That's
willing to
fair.
go out for me, out of the way for me that day. So I will give them that. And we got home, and getting in the house was a nightmare, and I slipped and fell and landed on my ass, and it took
That I
like,
didn't know about. That's news to me. I didn't know that you fell.
yeah, my ass hurt for like a good 2 weeks after that. I mean, it only just like the other day stopped hurting. Because
Were you bruised by
I,
it or?
I probably bruised my tailbone. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
Yeah, so then they threw me on a couch, and Therese would only help me in like the 5 minutes before they went upstairs for the day. And after that, I was on my own. So they would come in and they would get stuff for me, and then they say, "Is there literally anything else you need?" And I'm just like trying to think, well, I need this, and this. And after a while, Trish would be like, "Well, no, I mean, you're asking for all these things, but I don't have the energy to get that." And I'm like, "You asked me. I'm just telling you what I need." And so I was basically left on the couch. Let's see, I landed there Tuesday night, and I didn't get to go back upstairs until Monday afternoon. The worst part is that it wasn't just my one foot. After a while, my other foot started hurting. It's better now. It
Probably
was
because
never as bad as my right foot.
you
But
were using it a lot more, probably, and you probably just overdid it, right?
Yeah.
yeah, especially since I was having to use stairs and all that. And
See, now I didn't think of this back then when you were first moving out there, asking about like how accessible is the house. It sounds like accessibility is a major issue.
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't think of it at the time because in 2019, my feet were pretty okay, and then all last year my feet were okay. I would have an issue sometimes where my feet would hurt, and I would just, lay off for a day or two. Trace would help me out a little bit, and it was fine. But no, I wouldn't have. This month, my feet blew up.
Yeah, but
So
there had been something going on even before this most recent injury and everything. There had been something going on with Therese.
there's been something. Honestly, I think it's a combination of COVID keeping us together, and I think honestly we're all just sick of each other. Cause everyone, honestly, I don't really know. All I know
I
is
mean,
that
I just no. I mean, I'm going for. I mean, you're trying to apply, understandable logic here. I just think Therese is a sociopath. Always has been a sociopath,
I actually agree. Yeah,
and you kind of got a glimpse of that. About I guess it was about 6 years ago.
6 years to the day.
Yeah, and then more recently, it's just you said that they had improved dramatically because I had my concerns when you said you were going to move to Massachusetts and live with Therese. You remember I had my
I
concerns
remember.
because I know you
Yeah,
guys
so
were
did
talking to
Noun.
each other again. And I was totally cool with you talking to each other, but there's a big difference between chit chatting on Steam and cohabitation. It's like several orders of magnitude. And I was
Yeah,
concerned about you, and I said, "Are you sure this is the right move?" And you're just sort of like, "Well, where else am I going to go?" Which is an understandable thing. But you were like, you kept saying they got a lot better with therapy. They got a lot better with therapy. And, sociopaths don't benefit from psychotherapy. They only learn how to use therapy language to weaponize against other people.
yep.
And we've seen that exact thing to a T in these, not just the past month, but the past like maybe 4 or 5 months.
Tanya too.
So it's
I
like,
mean, if you think about it, that applies to Tanya as well.
well, I mean, Tanya, I think was more like maybe like a borderline personality kind of situation.
Probably, yeah. But
You
it
know,
was a similar issue.
Oh yeah, it was a similar issue where she was good at hiding it and whatnot. But I think that like and Tanya was like Therese in that sense of aggressively, and this is something you've complained about a lot, aggressively pushing therapy on other people.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I just want to make sure everybody is hearing John and Kitty okay? Because I don't want to repeat up last time.
I hadn't thought of that, but when we started talking, when you unmuted us, I did have the volume up a little, and I heard myself and Katie.
Okay. Okay, we're good then. So anyway, to continue, so they threw me on a couch, and at first it was fine, I guess. But after a while, I started
Can
noticing
you
that
can you
they,
elaborate on that, June? Because your wording is interesting because you've said it a few times. They threw you on the couch, like it almost sounds like you had no choice in the matter that you were going to be on the couch.
there was no way in hell I could get up the stairs. And even if I did go up the stairs, I would have to go back down to feed myself.
Yeah.
So I was basically stuck on the couch, and they got my laptop and stuff like that first night. So no, but I started to notice after a while that they were getting increasingly frustrated with me because I needed help. Um, I was becoming more and more of an inconvenience to them. And I would ask for help, and I wouldn't get it. And Nicholas, especially, just straight up didn't want to help me at all anymore after a certain point. And you know, so I was basically sitting there, and I was going like several days without really eating a hot meal. Therese made me some chicken soup at one point, and it was delicious. And that was like the last hot meal I had for like a good 3 days. And I remember at one point I asked Therese, could you like heat up some food for me? And Therese said, no, Russ is here, we're gonna go upstairs. And I'm just like, looking at Ross, and Ross is just like standing there looking stupid like back.
Right.
He's not
Well,
saying,
Russ, I know you you said Russ is a bit of a coward, but I mean that dude's in an awkward position there.
Yeah, I mean, he was in an awkward position, but if it had been me in that position, I would have said or done something. No, I have a thing. I have a theory about Russ because Russ's ex-wife is well, I don't know if it's her ex-spouse or cause Dawn recently came out as non-binary, so I'm getting pronouns
Yeah.
wrong. I don't know if his ex-spouse or just a parent of his child, but long story short, Dawn is a total fucking sociopath. I just got to thinking,
He's got a type.
yeah, that's my thinking. He's got a type. So okay.
Wait, before you continue, because we haven't heard anything from Kitty in a bit. And
No.
I mean,
I just wanted like your input, like, because this had to have been breaking your heart while this is all happening.
I don't know if I wanted to come over there to like drop kick people or to help June because
Well,
both were very appealing.
Your multitask capabilities are there, right?
That's fair.
You know.
It was rough to have to, and I mean I don't want to make the hard part about me, right? But like for me, it was hard to listen to this and not do anything and just keep
Yeah.
expecting like heat up a food for them. It had to be like a secret operation for us to order food and have Therese
Yeah.
Yeah, I told that
just
story.
bring it
about
in.
No, why did that have to be such a secret operation? Was this something that, like, would they have put a stop to that or something? Like,
Well, they
I
just
was,
No,
wouldn't have grabbed it and it would have
basically-
sat out there.
Basically, I'll tell that story. Basically, what happened was Therese just we basically had to manipulate Therese into doing something nice for me because if the food had arrived at the wrong time, Nicholas wouldn't have gotten it, and it would have just sat out there. If it had arrived later, Therese wouldn't have gotten it, and it would have just sat out there. So we had to time it to have the food arrive just as Therese was getting home. Okay.
this is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it gets better. It gets so much better. Okay, so here's what happened. And then we had that food. Okay, so if I remember
Because
the
I
order
did see
down-
Teresa's
down
post where it was
correctly-
like they made it about them.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a friend named Len, and I've known Len since 2007.
Wow.
Had it, yeah, but no spoilers. Anyway.
Okay, right, that's right. I mean, I think this is like everybody knows the end of the movie, but we should pretend like we don't, right?
So I had this friend named Len, and Len was like, is there anything I can do for you? I want to come up there and muck your roommates, all this. And no, I felt good about Len. And Len and Kitty had this whole Operation Feed June, where Len, but if I remember right, Kitty was the one who sent Len the money to buy me a whole bunch of food on apples and send it to me by DoorDash.
Apple Bapple.
And no, that was all well and good, and I got some food, and it was nice. And that was like what, Sunday night?
Yes, that was Sunday night because if you were still downstairs, we were going to do it again on Tuesday.
Yeah, and I was yeah, that was the last night before I was able to get back upstairs. And you know, but also I asked Nicholas if he would bring on. If he would heat up some food for me, like I just wanted like a fucking cup of tomato soup. It would have taken like a grand total of 1 minute. And Nick was like, "No, I have to go upstairs. I got low blood sugar." I'm just like, "Okay." So I asked him a little later if he would get my meds, and he's just like, "Get them yourself." And I'm like, "Okay."
Wait,
first of all,
you forgot where he sent you that shitty text afterwards too.
Actually, that came on
'cause
Monday.
It wasn't because I remember it was like, could you heat me up some soup? And it's like, no, I got to go upstairs. I have low blood sugar. And then all of a sudden, the text started coming.
Yeah, he basically texted me, sorry, I have low blood sugar. And I'm like, wrong mouth. I'm like, okay, fine, that's whatever. And so I asked him later if he would get my meds. And I need to point out that my meds are on the kitchen table. He was in the kitchen. And he said something I didn't hear him, and I'm just like, I can't hear you. And because no, he's yelling at me from the across the house. I can't understand you. So he comes down and he comes into the living room and says to me, "Why can't you get them yourself?" And I'm like, okay, have you looked at me lately? I literally cannot walk. And he's like, well, I think you can do it. You can go to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, first of all, the bathroom's right there, and it takes like half an hour to go there. You're asking me to go get my meds. And you literally
See now,
in,
like
you can't,
at this point, he's spending more time arguing than it would have
exactly.
taken
It's like
to do it.
you could. Hi, Kyle. Thank you for the host. Anyway, so
Kyle.
he could have. In that time, he could have gotten the meds from the kitchen table and brought them into the living room for me, and cause he had to come into the living room to yell at me. What? And
Yeah.
so I'm at this point I'm just flabbergasted, and I'm like, okay, fine. If you're not gonna help me, then go away. And I guess he didn't like that. And so he was yelling at me. He said something like "fuck you," and I'm just like, oh! I almost forgot the best part. So, for the first couple of days after I landed on the couch, I was having some real problems getting up. It was like I literally it was partly a pain thing and partly a psychological thing. Like I'm gonna be straightforward with you. I cannot handle pain very well. I have the pain threshold of a baby burn victim. It fucking sucks. It's like the slightest little twinge of pain really hurts for me, and I hate it. So I was having trouble going to the bathroom, and I was crying a lot. And Nicholas comes up to me, and he says, well, you're in a lot of pain. I could, if you want, I can call a crisis
Oh, boy.
counseling for you. So I'm like, well, I don't know if I really need that right now. I mean, what I need is, pain management. So I asked him the next day, okay, what does crisis counseling do? And he's like, well, won't do anything for your pain. Red flag number one. But what they do is they take you in, they take your clothes and your possessions and put them in a locker, and then they assess you for, they'll try to figure out how to get you some help. I'm like, okay, first of all, this is sounding like a psychiatric hold. I don't want that.
That's
not-
exactly what that is. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's for
like,
people who are like suicidal or something.
how does
Yeah.
how does that help you? Like, if you're hurting,
Yeah.
and then somebody be like, "Well, tell me how this makes you feel. Like, tell me about your father."
That's
Like,
fine.
it's
It makes me feel like I'm in pain.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. It's like I don't need a strength. What I need is the good shit.
well,
But it was so I got to think. The more I thought about it, the angrier it made me because it felt like he was trying to get rid of me.
I mean, it felt like when you told me about it, like he really did believe that you're faking it.
Yeah, and so it felt like he was trying to get rid of me because I was an inconvenience. And if he was sincere, if he really thought I was trying to help, then he's more warped than I thought he was. So okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's that situation where sincerity is worse, right?
So, because see, I happen to know that he'd been in psychiatric ward himself.
All right, so
So I'm thinking maybe
I'm
he
just
thinks
like, yeah, what?
maybe he
So
thinks
what?
that's the only solution to anything. I don't know. Anyway, so I got to thinking about that, and so after he refused to help me with my meds, I'm just like, yeah, why don't you try to have me institutionalized again, you prick? And I guess he didn't like that. So it didn't matter. I was just fine, whatever. And eventually I just got up myself and then slowly, carefully, I went in and got my meds. Because I needed to get my meds. I needed my metformin.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean,
Yeah, but
so I mean,
it
but here's the question: is like just the fact that they were in another room.
he was
and
literally
nobody-
in the kitchen
and
where my
nobody-
meds were, and he came into the living room where I was to yell at me instead of
No, but that's not beside the point. Like the fact that nobody in the house thought, "Hey, let's put this on the coffee table so it's right near you."
yeah. No, it was just a complete oversight. So eventually I managed to go upstairs.
Okay, what do you do? Are you like playing with your keys or something? I'm hearing this jingling noise. It sounds like keys or a zipper or something.
June, are you playing with anything with your hands?
I've been playing with my keys.
Yeah, okay. That's what I asked you. I said, "Are you playing with your keys?" And you're like, "Huh?"
I didn't even realize I was doing
Video
it.
games.
Video games.
I
Fresh
didn't even
bananas
realize I
every
was doing
day.
it. I always have to have my hands doing something.
Well, I mean, idle hands spend
Ladies?
time at the genitals, and you know how much Jesus hates that.
Jesus
Anyway,
puts those hands
so-
on his genitals.
I mean,
So I
that's
managed to
real.
go upstairs, right? And let me bring up the screenshot I made.
Are you going to show it, or?
I'm gonna read them out loud.
Oh, okay.
But
I mean, because you could totally put it up on the stream.
actually, yeah, you're right. I just have to find
Yeah.
them. Let me see.
Do that. That's more exciting.
I have to find them though. Okay. I
And
know.
while
I
you're,
know.
while
I
you're,
left
while you're
them in
working on that
7:51.
because you were talking a lot. Let me just address a few things that were said in chat. Therese is bipolar or not? I mean, that's what EB was wondering about.
Yes.
Because EB seemed to be wondering like if she's actually or they're actually taking their meds.
I do not think so.
Yeah, that's an issue then.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
It's not going to be your issue anymore. But...
Yeah. God
Wait,
damn
what?
it! Why is Discord?
Wait,
not
no, April, you can't just throw that out there and just what?
God damn it!
Kitty,
Okay, Discord
Kitty,
search
help
is
me
not
out with
working.
this.
The thing is, I think that's all there is to the statement.
Wait, what is it about April's face that is bipolar?
Oh my God!
Whatever it is, this is only something for Therese to divine.
So this is a complete mystery.
Oh, I'm okay. I remember that. Yeah. And
She projects more.
I
than
didn't. I didn't tell April at the time because I didn't think it would be useful.
Productive. Yeah.
But now it did part of a pattern with Therese. So,
You're bipolar. Your face is bipolar.
oh my God. Okay, I
That's
cannot get Discord search to work. It is not working properly.
Just do the monitor capture thing.
No, I'm trying to get. I can't find the goddamn. I can't find the post I made because
Oh,
Discord.
wait, which post are you looking for?
I'm trying to see if I posted the screenshots from Nicholas.
The
That would have
texts?
been on the 15th.
Hold on. Which screenshot? Are you talking about the texts, or what are you talking about?
Yeah, I took screenshots of the text that Nicholas sent me, and I'm trying to find them, but Discord search is not working.
You're right. It really isn't.
So it's not just me.
No, it's
Working.
it's not really working the way it should be.
Working for me.
Because I searched for the phrase "shitty texts," which is what I know you called them, and then nothing comes up. And you've said "shitty texts" a few times.
Oh, a moment. Okay, I think I
Your
might
face
have
is
something.
bipolar. I'm just really. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, Therese projects more than an IMAX projector. I mean,
Oh! Are you ready? Are you ready for some real bullshit? I was telling
always.
my Aunt Mary Jane what happened, what was going on while I was on the
Yeah.
couch,
yeah.
and I found a screenshot of that. Let me post those real quick. But I'm gonna read them out loud. Well, if you want, you can read
How
them out
about
loud.
me and or Kitty can do the dramatic reading?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how about you do that?
You want me to do it?
Yeah, let me post the screenshot in here, and
Okay. Well, I don't want to say your dead name though.
yeah.
Just say June. It's fine.
I'll say
No,
June.
no,
okay.
it's the
Yeah.
A. It's the
Well,
A name.
just
so
say
just
dead
say
name.
Arrowboss.
Just say dead
Just say
name.
Arrowboss.
I'll say AJ. How's that?
Just say dead name. That
Dead
way, you know,
Okay, that's fine.
everybody knows they were fucking dead naming me.
I love how like it gets cut off, so it sounded like your Aunt Mary Jane said "yo." But here we go. Dead name. I'm sorry your foot is painful and it's causing you much misery. But your roommates are not there to take care of you or responsible for you. Regardless if you hurt your foot helping them, they do not owe you anything. Living with roommates is just that. Living with people within a space who live independently of each other. Therese and Nicholas are not your caretakers. You are.
They owe you nothing. Your responsibilities are yours, not theirs. And if you got fined for your car, that's your problem, not theirs. As far as your insurance issues, you need to get that resolved to get the help you need. Being on Medicare, you need gap insurance to cover additional health expenses, and I know for a fact you have the money to get that insurance. I just had to get gap because I'm now on Medicare. It's a pain in the ass, but you have to. Wait, I gotta switch to the next one. It's a pain in the ass, but you have to do what you do to be covered. And having worked in the medical insurance industry, you yelling at the people you called to help was not a good idea. You're lucky they didn't hang up on you for abusive language. Dead name, I realize you're having issues regarding your pain and foot. If you have crutches or a cane, you can fix a microwave dinner or soup. Your grandma did it for years for herself and grandpa. Your grandfather never let pain or disability get in the way of personal responsibility. All of us knew grandpa to keep going on crutches and a cane, up and down stairs, and I've seen him make dinner for grandma when she was sick and he was on cane.
I don't know what on cane means, but hey, whatever.
You've got
Thorny
some
on chain.
Yeah, oh my.
You've got some challenging issues, dead name. But instead of looking for people to take care of you, you need to see how you can take care of yourself. Think like your grandpa. Be his strength. Be his wisdom. Power, wisdom, and courage. It's the Triforce. It's from Zelda. You know all that video game crap, right? I had to go to work every day at Cleveland Clinic when I had severe foot problems. On crutches, I pushed wheelchairs with a 45-mile commute each way, uphill in the snow. Then came home and made dinner for 6 people. You have Brigger blood in you to get through this dead name, and you will.
So that was my Aunt Mary Jane, and I am not going to be responding to her text for a while.
I think the MJ stands for more jerky.
And I want to point out, this is the aunt who, okay, you know how every 80s and 90s sitcom had the point where they just rewrite one of their characters to be like into new age woo-woo stuff? Mm-hmm. My aunt is that character.
Listen, dead name, what you need is some essential oils. I can sell you a new package. The peppermint oil, it's wonderful.
Oh,
It
and
will
don't forget
literally cure everything.
don't forget that it's part of a pyramid scheme, though.
Well, that's why I said you got to sell that package, you know.
And then if you want to sell them, you can make a lot of money.
Okay, so, I did manage to find the text from Nicholas. So, so I managed to get upstairs on Monday. About half an hour later, I got a reply. I got a post from Nicholas saying, here, I'll post him here.
Do you want me to do it? I got a voice for Nicholas.
Oh no. Okay, let me post him here. Yeah, I'm pissed about it too, because that is my aunt talking to me, but I guess I know which family member to trust, and it's not Aunt Mary Jane.
Before you plan on playing video games and before it gets too late tonight, I'd really appreciate it if you'd come downstairs and finish cleaning up the living room and vacuuming up the crumbs you left behind in there and under the table in the kitchen. Also, please put any pillows back neatly.
Kitty, do you want to?
Oh God, I don't know how to do a June voice. Just tell me one thing. Do you think I'm faking the kind of pain I'm dealing with? I'd really like an answer to that.
I understand that you're in pain. You made it around the house last night and up the stairs this morning. I don't think you're faking. What I'm asking of you is not impossible.
Then it just blows my mind that you see me barely getting from one place to another at like 0.5 miles per hour, and you think I'm capable of dancing. I'm going to tell you what you told me last night. Do it yourself. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait until I'm able, which will not be today. The only thing that will help my feet heal is by staying off of it.
All I'm asking of you is the most basic level, is to clean up after yourself.
Oh, I got the
Nothing to this is amazing.
I got the reasonable character, so I have to do reasonable character voice.
Yeah.
Ah,
I did the best I could, but what you're asking me is what you're asking me to do. I am not capable of right now.
well, when you're capable of doing it, then please do so.
See you in a few days, then. Just FYI, you're being incredibly ableist, and I'm not having it. You don't get to talk to me this way.
Oh, it gets better. There's more. Let me,
There's always more.
Let me post this here.
Oh yeah, I had all 4 open already. So
Oh, I only had the 2 that were posted in the.
I went and found them because for some
Oh
reason
my God.
while your searches weren't working, mine was. I just did from June Gloom and has image.
Oh, that would have been easier.
That
I was
would've
just
been
searching
easier.
for the phrase "shitty text."
I did that line. Yes, I did that line.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have it up. So.
Oh.
They should be in chat, I think.
I just
Oh,
put,
I
I
see.
just
Oh,
posted
no,
them
I
in
see him
chat.
now. Okay, go ahead. All right.
I'm not. I'm simply.
I think.
Ren. I'm not forcing you to do anything if you don't want to or can't do. As far as not having it goes, hurling insults, cursing at me, calling me atrocious names behind my back last night was absolutely uncalled for. This discussion is over. When you're feeling better, please clean up after yourself.
Yes, you are. You don't get to tell me, the disabled person, that you're not being ableist. This, I totally believe you, but do it anyway game you're playing is ableist as fuck. I will clean up the living room when I'm able and not a minute sooner. And then you will never ask anything of... Where'd that line go? Shit. Anything of... and then you will never ask anything of me again. Not after the way you've treated me during this time. Conversation over. Goodbye.
And at that point, I blocked him. So, and he is.
I
still
had a whole reply and you had to go and block me.
So, okay.
I was going to call you a jackass.
Yeah, and the whole thing about hurling insults and curses behind his back is because he was refusing to grab my meds for me, and I told him that if he wasn't going to help me, to then go away, and I get that hurt his precious feelings. And of course, there was also that whole, why don't you try to have me institutionalized again, you prick? And I guess, no, that hurt his feeling. So, you know.
Well, I mean, I think attempting to, I think them attempting to have you institutionalized. I think you're the victim in that, right?
So,
Yeah,
so
that's what I
okay, so the
thought.
next couple of days were okay. I don't think, I didn't stream on Tuesday, did I?
No, you did not.
Okay, I didn't stream because my feet still hurt too much, I think. But I did stream on Thursday, and that was I had a good time that day. I finished I finished up Doom, the last episodes and all that.
Not so lost, were they?
We found them.
Some of them should have stayed lost.
Oh snap!
Yeah, so, you know, so after stream, I ordered myself some dinner and I went downstairs. And, I almost forgot. The night before, or the morning before, I got a weird message from, yeah, it was like Thursday morning, I think. I got this weird message from Lynn. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay. I didn't know about a weird message. All right, now
You didn't know about
that's
this?
pretty.
Give me a second.
I
here.
didn't. No, this is pretty telling, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
it
the part.
was
That was
just-
part of what made it clear for me because she sent the same weird message or something, a very similar weird message to me, and that was what started off my conversation with her. But
Yeah, let me try and
That,
find it.
yeah, that kind of makes things a little clearer.
Okay, I found it. Okay, so I got this weird message from Len saying, I am deeply concerned about this situation and your well-being, but I also think I have been misled or something of the like, so I'm going to be stepping back. I love you and care about you, but I also think that there have been something misrepresented, etc., and I don't know how to help you if you aren't willing to accept responsibilities for those parts. And I'm just thinking,
So she clearly talked to Therese at this point.
yeah, and I'm just
Yeah.
thinking, I guess I don't need to talk to her for a while. And I'm going to point out that this is the same
but hold
person.
on. This is before or after you got the letter?
This is before I got the letter. This was like
Oh, okay,
Thursday
because I
morning.
was I had heard that message because you'd posted a screenshot, and I was under the impression that was after.
No, this was in the morning,
So-
Thursday morning. And
Okay,
I
so
want to point
clearly
out this
she
is
had
the
a whole
same.
conversation with Therese, and Therese told her a whole bunch of bullshit.
Okay. So I want to point out that this is the same person who called Hitomi a liar when Hitomi was in dire financial straits. So, let's see.
That I didn't know that was the same person, or I
Oh,
would have
okay.
immediately
Actually,
suspected.
no. Okay. I got my order of events out of whack here. You're right. This was Friday morning, actually.
Okay, I thought it was after you got the letter. So let's talk
Okay.
about the letter.
Okay, so So I had this. So I had the whole thing with this dream, and I went down to eat dinner. And while I was eating dinner, Therese came home from work, and they said to me, "When you're finished eating, come into the living room, because we need to have a house meeting." And I'm just like, "Is this about me?" And Therese is like, "Yes." So I go, and I just knew that it was going to be, gaslighting extravaganza. So I came in, I was ready for this. And I was not ready for this.
You
So,
didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was.
no, I really did not.
Okay, but before you go forward, what did you think it was going to be?
I think they were just going to yell at me for, being so cranky and all that.
Yeah, because remember, didn't Therese say something about how, like, what you're doing, the way you were acting was bad for the house?
Yeah, that was one of the things. That was one of the things. When I was stuck on the couch, Therese had to take Trick to the vet. Trick is Therese's cat.
Oh yes, you got to tell this whole part too.
Okay, so I didn't. I only had the two blankets that were on the couch, and at that point, I only had those two blankets. And Therese demanded one of those blankets, and I'm just like, okay, but do you have any other blanket? And Therese got really mad at me, and saying,
Why
stop
didn't
calling
you
them
just-
your blanket and not your blanket. They're my blankets. I'm just like, okay, but I need another blanket because I'm fucking freezing down here. And so Therese went downstairs and got another blanket for me. So, but they were really silly about it. And then I asked, no, you could at least also maybe get my own blankets. So I'm sleeping. So Therese goes to the vet, and they came back, and no, it's like they lectured me about how cranky I've been and how it's not good for the house. And it's like, I mean, you're really lecturing me because I'm in a lot of pain here and I'm not in a good mood, and you're let me go fuck yourself. So
That's the idea. I was going to do that after the house meeting.
I'm sleeping at one point, well, or trying to, and Therese comes down and just dumps 3 of my blankets on me. Doesn't even lay them down next to me or
Yeah,
anything.
you're fingering the letter according to April.
If it's in my hands, it's gonna
that is
get played
quite
with.
loud.
If it's in my hands, it's gonna get played with.
If it's in my hands, it's getting fingered. All right. Hashtag save trick.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay,
So,
can I
Therese-
just
so
point out
Therese-
something too? Is Therese goes to get the other blanket for you. Why didn't Therese just get a different blanket for the fucking cat?
That's what I was thinking, but it's whatever. So, but then they just dumped my blankets on me. It's like I could understand it if they had just put the blanket next to the couch or whatever, and I would have gotten them later. But they just dumped them on me. I'm trying to sleep here, and it's just
I was doing you a favor.
doing me a bit. So I just ignored that. So anyway, so I was totally
See, I think
expecting to
that
get yelled
you
at.
ignored too much. You ignore too much. You let too much shit go, and then when you do explode, they're like, "What is this coming from?"
Yeah, you could say I tend to be conflict averse, I guess.
Well,
So, and especially in this house, you don't want to get into a fight in this house because you will lose.
you don't want to get into a fight in any house, ideally, but you got to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, well, standing up for yourself gets you kicked out. So,
Well, yeah, we've seen that, but I mean, spoiler.
okay. So I get this. So Therese, I sit down and Therese is like, I hate doing this. And I'm like, oh no. And I can't believe I have to do this. And Therese is crying and all that. And Nicholas is there and he's doing this death
Real
glare at
actual
me.
crying or crocodile.
Yeah, literal actual crying. And so Therese tells
don't
me
buy it.
that they want me to leave. I have 30 days to leave, so on and so forth. That they found out that I've been venting about them on Facebook. I'm just
Did
like,
they
okay,
did they
who told
specifically
you?
say the word Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, because that was you should have told me that earlier, because I had such the big concern that it was somebody from my Discord, and I was really worried about that for like a while.
Yeah, no, I may be misremembering it, but I'm pretty sure
Okay.
Troy said Facebook. I said, okay, who told you? And Troy said like, you can ask your family, but I'm not telling you. I'm just like, really, 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 you're really gonna do that to me? Okay, first of all, I have a right to know, because I need to know who I can trust, since it clearly isn't you two losers. And second of all, like, go fuck yourself. Don't use my family like that against me. And that's not the first time Trace would use my family against me. So that's not the only time. So what happened so I'm looking at the letter, and John, would you like to read the letter?
I would love to.
Okay, let me bring it up. I gotta find it.
Oh, jeez.
Where is it? Search actually does work in DM, so I can probably find the letter in
Look in your own Discord because you posted it not too long ago.
yeah, I posted like my edited copy. I'm trying to find
Yeah, but
the,
that's fine. That's fine. I don't.
Okay.
Hold on. It's on your Facebook, isn't it?
I don't think so. Let's see
Didn't you post it and like as a comment on a thread on Facebook? I thought I saw it on there.
Let me. I think I can find it.
Yeah.
No, okay, it's not in
Found
my
it.
group. It's not in my group.
Well, if you
DM.
have like the file, you could just DM it to me.
Yeah, I can do that. Give me a second.
I put the notated version in Twitch chat.
Oh, there you go. That's fine. That'll work.
Yeah, here is the complete version. I just sent you that.
If I can fucking find the. All right, here we go. It's so small. I gotta blow it up. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
June, we are calling this house meeting today to tell you that Nicholas and I have decided that we do not want you to be our roommate anymore. Your behavior for the last year and a half has been difficult at best to live with, and we have tried to hold patience for you while you figure things out and get established in Massachusetts. We also know that COVID has not helped matters. When your tarsal tunnel flared, we believed you from the get-go that your pain is real and you were unable to do much for yourself. But we have not been able to assist you as fully as you need due to your own mental and physical health conditions. You think we are simply unwilling, but it has never been about that. And when we cannot help, you are abusive to us both. You have been belligerent and demanding, screamed at us, insulted us indirectly and directly, blamed us for not doing things that are not our responsibility, and we actually know everything that you've been saying about us online, where you thought we wouldn't find out. You have been flat out lying about events that happened, twisting reality so friends will sympathize with you, and manipulating everyone so they will believe that we are all mean, neglectful, ableist, and hateful roommates. When the truth is, we simply... Stop laughing, goddammit. We simply can't help you with everything you need. You have painted me personally as a selfish, unforgiving person, called me names, and lied about our interactions. Considering that we have both tried to find other ways to help you when we could not, including mental health help, when it appeared that you were truly in crisis, which we are not trained to manage for you. The fact is that you would not... The fact is you would lie about these things and twist it so you are the victim is frankly absolutely disgusting to a nauseating degree. So, you are right. We are not friends anymore. And as such, we want you to be gone by March 20th. We would prefer it to be sooner, but within the letter of the law, you have 30 days. Josh has been made aware of this decision and is on board, and is willing to help facilitate as well, if absolutely necessary. He will waive your portion of the rent for March, If your behavior gets worse, if you cause any damage or loss to our property, to the house, or if you purposefully create any messes in your daily living that we have to clean up after, the 30 days will be revoked, and you will be asked to leave immediately. Your family is also well aware of your behavior and how abusive you've been to us, and is also on board. You may contact your Aunt Anne to arrange an outside accommodations and facilitate the process while you figure out your next steps. This is not up for debate or discussion. This is happening, and that is final. If you have any questions or problems, you will talk to your family about them, as it is not our concern how you leave, only that you do it. Your property in the basement will be untouched and unmoved, but you must find storage for it. Oh shit. Hold on. You must find storage for it in the following 3 months from your departure. After that, it will be donated to the Therese Pocket Filling Foundation. And finally, from this point forward, we will not be helping with any more of your needs, as you have been ungrateful, manipulative, and have abused our willingness to help long enough. Therese and
Nicholas. Oh, jeez.
Okay, so here's some
That
thoughts
hurt.
on this letter. Okay, first off, the joke is on them. I've been wanting to leave forever. And second of all, okay, Therese kept making excuses not to help me. That had very little to do with mental health, and much more to do with boating. Nicholas.
Yeah,
didn't really
she was
bother
never
with
like,
these
oh, I can't help you because I'm just so, I don't have the spoons today. It was always like, Russ is going to fill me with hot pocketfuls of cum, and that's all I care about right now.
Or the rando from
Well, look,
what's
we
that,
all
what's
get a
that
little,
fucking app?
we get a little strange every now and then.
Oh my
Tinder?
god, oh my
Tinder.
god, okay.
The Tinder rando. On the day that you needed to get to a nurse appointment.
I moved my dick appointment so I could bring them to their foot appointment. Okay, dick for a foot, that's how it works. I'm the best person ever.
Yeah, okay, so I
Sorry, I'm still in
completely forgot
character
about this. Okay, so a couple of days before I went to the hospital, I was asking Therese if they would be willing to drive me to my doctor's appointment on Wednesday, which I wound up having to cancel. Well, I didn't so much cancel, I moved it to the next week. And then my doctor, when
I was
my
getting a
nurse
hot
practitioner
beef injection.
wasn't actually there that next week. And then I had to cancel it for today because there was no way I was going to be able to drive myself. So here is the shitty text that Therese sent me 2 days before I went to the hospital.
Have I seen this? Let's see.
So, I've been thinking about everything that's been going on, and I'd like to try to clear the air a little, if I may. I am really sorry that I've not been able to do as many physical labor favors for you as needed, especially the situation with your car. I don't want to see the fines go up to $200, but I just really need you to understand how bad the fatigue is. I have to conserve my physical energy for myself, so that I could get things I need to get done for myself, like cock. If you still have a doctor's appointment on Weds, I'd like to work my plans around getting you there, so I can get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Part of why I didn't want you to move my plans was because they're an important part of my mental health. My days off and the plans I make are very precious to me. Having the energy and morale to keep doing my grueling job selling weed. I admit that I was being protective of that time and throwing a boundary about it, but I don't want to come off like... I'm trying to find the place in the second screenshot I gave you.
It's like right at the bottom.
Oh, I don't want to come off like I just didn't want to help you, because it's just not that simple. I need a dick. So I'd like to ask for some understanding there as well, if possible, but I'll move things for you if you still need a ride. So basically, like, what they're saying is, I'm moving my nutsack appointment for you. Aren't I the best person in the world?
Mm-hmm. And EB pointed out that their mental health hinges on deep dicking. I'm just like, okay, that has been a thing with Therese as long as I've known them. Like for the longest time, they associated love with sex. That's like the most amazing thing to me. There was this one point where they dated this guy briefly, and he ghosted them, and they freaked out for like a month. A
I
fucking
mean,
month.
I mean, it's understandable. Nobody likes getting ghosted, obviously.
Nobody likes being ghosted, but they literally hung off for like a week.
I mean, I guess it was some good dick. I don't know.
And
far as-
I'm
as
just
far as
like,
dick
okay,
goes.
Tracy ghosted you. It sucks, but you've been ranting about this 8 hours a night for a month now. Let it go. And
See,
no,
now, like,
that was a few years before. That was like the year before I stopped talking to Tracy the first time.
Well, you see, like around that time, I remembered I tried to jump on the grenade for you because you were just like, you were going insane about Therese
Yeah.
constantly badgering you and just, So I was like, let me talk to Therese. Like, we had very few, like, actual real conversations outside of, like, movie night. And as soon as
In which
Therese
you were constantly fighting.
and as soon as Therese realized that I was willing to actually sit there and listen to their bullshit, it was amazing how long they could go on and on and on and on with the Misery Olympics.
Yeah, it was just non-stop spinning their tires, and could and have gone for like 8 hours.
Oh, I know. I experienced it.
Yeah,
No, I didn't experience it to the degree that you did, but I got a taste, and I didn't
Yeah.
enjoy the
You
taste.
ran.
It wasn't a flavor that was pleasing to my palate.
no, you ran as fast as you could, and I don't blame you.
It
So
doesn't sound fun.
Like,
yeah,
I mean, we've all listened to people complain before. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But when you have to sit there and just basically like, you think that's bad? Well, let me tell you about my grandmother, and then it's like 7 hours of hearing about their grandmother.
yeah. So okay. So I remember EB said something about how Therese writes a lot like a former friend of EB's who had a lot of the same kind of crippling personality flaws. And it's just like
Excuse me, my personality is handicapable.
yeah, and if I remember right, I found what EB said sarcastically. Yes, you're in excruciating pain, but there are 5 minutes to help you I need for myself that are important for my mental health. You have to understand my boundaries. Your suffering is causing me psychic damage.
Damn it, that still makes me laugh. Oh,
God.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, April, that's what I was saying earlier about how sociopaths weaponize therapy language.
Yeah, Therese is very good at weaponizing therapy language and using therapy lingo to just like obscure everything they say. And they are also
Actualize yourself, June.
they are also really good at dodging responsibility. Like it's like at one point we got into a fight because Therese was being shitty to me, and Therese was like, "I'm sorry I made you feel that way." And I'm like, "No, Therese, that's not how you say that. What you say is, I'm sorry I did X, not I'm sorry I made you feel bad because I did X." The X thing, that's the thing. I only feel
It's
bad
basically
because you
like,
did the
I'm
thing.
sorry that
Apologize
you're
for the fucking
offended by
thing.
my behavior.
Yeah, it's like you made me feel bad because I feel bad because you did the thing. Apologize for the fucking thing, not because the thing made me feel bad. And I think Therese sort of got that, but we have argued about intent for years. And not
Yeah, but the thing is, like, Therese likes to claim good intent, but I don't see it all that often.
yeah, I'm so over the intent debate. Intent isn't magic. Just apologize for what you did and be done with it. They also had this horror of being called manipulative. So at one point I said
Wow.
I said something they had said to me. I told them was very manipulative, and they're like, "I'm not going to apologize for manipulating you because I didn't manipulate you." I'm like, I didn't say you manipulated me. I said you said something manipulative. If you don't want to be accused of saying something manipulative, then don't fucking say things that are manipulative. This isn't hard.
You know, it's like I've been saying, and this is like it sounds unrelated, but I guess it's human nature. I've always said the quickest way to piss off a racist is by saying they're racist. And you know, and it's the same exact energy where it's like, well, if you want people to stop calling you racist, because you know, like all these like Trumpsters and whatnot are always like, oh, they call us racist. And I was like, well, stop being racist then. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
it's the same energy, right?
Well, clearly that's too hard for them because they're racists.
Yeah, I want to be able to say the N-word without people accusing me of being a filthy racist. I'm not out there killing people, and that's a real thing that I've heard people say.
Yeah. So,
Ew.
okay. So back to the letter. So I'm thinking, okay, so they helped me a little bit, but here's the thing. Every little thing they did for me, no matter how minor, was a huge ask. I had to slather it in flattery and begging. I basically had to, basically had to prostrate myself before these two and beg them for like minor things. It was
Can I interject here?
humiliating. And once I
Please
got
do.
put on the couch, it was clear to me that they were getting tired of helping me because I got less and less help to the point where, like I said, I went several days without a hot meal. So it's kind of unreal
Yeah,
to
but-
me that they tell the suffering
Well, when they
disabled
get
person-
going, you can't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's unreal
June-
to me. They tell me, the suffering disabled person who can't even walk to get to their own meds and food, and then they call that person abusive for getting upset. That's amazing. So, you know, I don't know about you, but if my roommate was laid up, I'd brought to my out to house them because that's what friends do. And when Therese had COVID, that is exactly what I did. I busted my ass helping Therese. No, I went to the store for them. I cooked food for them. I made sure they were
June's in the
taken
zone
care of.
right now.
I
know.
didn't get squat in
That's
return.
all right. I'm used to it. I know how this is.
June.
Yes?
Katie's been trying to say something for like 5 minutes.
I'm sorry. I've just been ranting about it.
It's okay, hon. I know how it is.
It's okay. You get in the zone and you can't be stopped. You're like the habanero sauce.
You can't stop me.
I like saw a little bit of this just in the way like it actually kind of it wasn't so bad that it was an immediate red flag, but a couple times while I was on video call with June, because that was like one of the few things I could do while June was on the couch, right? Is just be on video call and like, hey, I can like be here for you a little bit. We can see each other. We can say hi.
Yeah.
And like I didn't really like Therese never went on the camera, but like I saw like, you know, they would come in and I would get to see an interaction between June and Therese.
Oh, yeah. This is when I was upstairs still.
No. I'm talking about one of the ones downstairs as well.
Really?
Man, I want to hear about this.
In both cases, there was this immediate sense of like, okay, the one upstairs was worse, but my overarching point is about how I could see how June almost instinctively wanted to like not quite grovel, but just become very, very like soft and apologetic. And I could tell it was exactly what they're talking about, how they have to act really, really nice to feel like they could get anything from this person. Like I could see it, and it was a little heartbreaking in retrospect because like I can see like an immediate demeanor change in you when you heard them coming home or something.
Now, did you get the feeling that like the Therese might have put on like a little bit of a show, knowing that somebody was listening?
Possibly, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much. I'm not sure if they always knew that they were on video, because there was the one in particular that June's talking about where this was before the like really bad flare up, can't get out of bed shit, but like, it was about the car thing. That's right.
Yeah, I was trying to get Therese. I was trying to get my Therese to move my car from the condo driveway back into the parking spot.
Well,
Otherwise,
and
I was going to
it-
get hit with a fine.
It was after that where you were already hit with the fine because I remember you just asked like, so what are we going to do about the fine? And Therese's immediate first line out was, well, I'm not going to pay it.
Yeah.
Like-
Never mind. No, I've been begging them for weeks to help me with my car.
Frame one, fucking ass cover.
So what is the status of that, by the way?
My
the
car,
whole thing with
okay,
the
so
fine?
Josh, my landlord, when I was in the hospital, Josh moved my car into my parking space. So, okay, I'm going to be real with you. Josh is barely human. He's basically made out of rubber and kink. But
Yeah.
he is an okay landlord. For
Well,
as much as landlords can be okay, and he came out all this way because he lived on the other side of the state, and he came out all this way to help clear things up and move my car for me, and I will give him credit for that. And I also asked him if he would be willing to be a reference for me for future apartments in case, for example, in case I needed one for the apartment with Kyle, and he said, of course. So that's fair.
but he's still kicking you out.
I don't know. At this point, he's being cordial with me, and I'm okay with that. But you know, it's like, what else can I say? I mean, at least, I think he's just going by the
I think you should answer my actual question though. Is what is the status of the actual fine? Because obviously somebody needs to pay it.
I think Josh moved my car to avoid a fine. He talked to the condo people, told them what was going on, and he moved my car to avoid the fine.
Yeah.
As far as future fines, I don't know. Because it's been snowing pretty good here, and I haven't been able to move my car. I had to cancel my appointment today because my foot's in pretty good, it's not ready yet. And so I'm probably going to get hit with a fine, but no, I'm just going to be with you. I'm not going to pay it. Fuck them. They want me out of here, then I don't have to do squat for them.
Yeah.
So no, Therese actually told me that if I did get a fine and I refused to pay it, it was just going to come out of the washing machine fund because we've been needing a new washing machine,
Yeah,
a
you
new
did
dryer.
mention that.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'll probably be out of here anyway. And this was actually before I was getting kicked out. Because I was planning on moving anyway. And I said, that's no skin off my nose. I'll be out of here before then anyway. So I won't even see the washer and dryer. So, didn't care.
Yeah, what do you care?
So, okay. Well, so what happened was is that so the car is back in my parking space where it belongs. Hopefully that'll be the last time I have to move my car. So, okay, so where was I on the ladder?
Don't you have like a handicap plate or something?
No. Do I know? This whole fucking complex is just like handicapped, unaccessible. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but don't you have like the plate?
I don't know.
You should look into getting that.
Yeah. I used to have a placard in my
I mean, the placard. I mean, my mom has the handicap placard, and
but
she's
it's
just
expired. I think I gotta get another one.
Oh, well, yeah, it does
I'll
expire.
worry about that later. I got too much on my plate right now.
Yeah,
So,
obviously.
okay, so let's move on with the ladder. So no, it's like I guess friendship doesn't really matter what the hell of beans in this house. I mean, like I said, I busted my ass at Trace, and it didn't mean much apparently. So let's move on to the next bit. The whole flat out lying about events that happen, twisting reality. To me,
I love how non-specific that is. They just say, well, you lied about events.
To me, it reads like this very coded denial that they tried to have me institutionalized.
Well, I didn't do that. I was Nicholas.
So, what really gets me, though, is that Troy seems to be taking personal offense at being called selfish and ungiving. And I'm just like, sorry, Troy, but all that therapy you've had hasn't fixed what's really wrong with you. You only care about others insofar as it's convenient to you. So, it's like Troy's accused me of lying a lot. We got into a screaming match on my way back upstairs. When they gave me the letter. And Therese accused me of lying, and I'm just thinking to myself, okay, yeah, I've been lying. I've been lying to myself for 5 years that you changed. But you haven't changed. You're still the same manipulative, self-absorbed weirdo that you've always been. The only difference is that that you don't spin your tires constantly anymore.
Did
but
Therese
you're still a horrible person.
Jesus. Did Therese ever specifically say what it is that you supposedly lied about?
No.
Yeah, well, there you go.
But they were really mad at me because I was being really nice to them on Wednesday for driving me to the doctor's appointment, even though it turned out to be a waste of time because my nurse practitioner was out. Even though I had the appointment, my nurse practitioner didn't bother to show up. So that's great. So I was really nice to Therese, but did it never occur to Therese that the reason I was being nice to them, even though I've been really angry with them, is because I was trying to get them to continue to help me. Or like maybe, if you want to call me manipulative, sure, but that's the only way I could get...
Well, I mean, sometimes you do have to fight fire with fire.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, fine. It's like, if you're really mad about that, then why don't you think about why I did it? And trust me, it ain't because I'm two-faced. It's because it was the only one you could do anything. You won't. So, moving on. So just one line here. So you are right. We are not friends anymore. That is how I know someone was screenshotting this shit.
Yeah, it's very specific.
Yeah, I knew that was a very specific line because I had told my Aunt Annie, because Aunt Annie asked me on Facebook what was going on. I told her the whole thing. I said that Trace and I are not friends after this, and I know that someone had been screenshotting this shit, and I asked on Facebook for them to please come forward because regardless of how they feel about me in this situation, it's not fair to me that I don't know who to trust.
Yeah.
Now moving on to the next part. It's great to me how they made sure to mention that they so desperately want to boot me out sooner than legal. But fine, they'll be generous and follow the law. I'm like, and I want to point out, this is not a legal document. I did actually get my notification to quit today. I woke up and it had been slipped under my door. My official "you're out of here" day is April 1st. I hope that after that, then eviction proceedings will get started. I plan to be out of here long before then. So
Okay, so the one line in that letter that really pissed me off, I think you can guess what I'm about to say, is you may call, if you need help, you may call your aunt for help or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, thank you for permission to call my family, you giant shit.
I know. Okay, so the bit about purposely creating messes in my daily living, to me, that felt like they were setting up a pretext for them demanding that I leave sooner, and I'm not sure that's even legal.
It's not, but I don't think that's what it is personally. I think that was them basically telling you that they believe that any mess that you created was on purpose, specifically done to inconvenience them. Because, like, the way that Nicholas, like, in that shitty text worded the whole thing, like, before you play video games, like, why is he talking to you like he's your dad?
Exactly. I mean, who the fuck does he think he is?
Your dad, obviously.
Well, Kyle, did you see what was to pay off my first month?
Kyle just mentioned that like 2 minutes ago.
I wasn't actually looking at that because I was looking at the ladder.
Yeah.
Oh my god, thank you, Kyle. You are a fucking superhero.
And let's actually get to the positive aspect about what a superhero Kyle is. Let's actually talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
We
we'll
were
put
on,
the letter
we were
aside
on
for a
voice
minute.
chat, and Kyle was like doing this like whole like secret agent shit.
Yeah, let's put the letter aside for a minute because I want to talk about basically like 5 minutes after I mentioned I was getting kicked out. Kyle said, "Do you want to come live with me?" And I'm just like, well, at first my thought was, okay, I need to check my options and all that, but let's say tentatively, yeah. And then the more I thought about it, I realized, no, this is like literally a good offer right there.
Okay, hold on one moment, because you've said that when I hear something like this, I have to tell you that you're pronouncing something wrong. I can't just let it go, right?
Oh no.
Tentatively. Yeah, because you said like tentatively.
But I want some mashed potatoes.
Oh god damn it. But yeah, I mean, Kyle's the man.
Kyle is one of the best people I've ever known, and I'm really happy. I'm gonna be real here. Kyle has been trying to get me to come out there with him for some time now, and I've always kind of put it off because I didn't really want to go through a whole move when I was
didn't
going
want
to
to
be
go through a
moving in with Kitty
transitional
anyway.
move.
And also, I'm not a fan of the internet setup at Kyle's building, but at this point, I don't really have a choice, so whatever.
I mean, that's the least of your problems right now, right?
Yeah, that's for real. So it's whatever. I don't care anymore. Like I said, I don't really have a choice at this point. So I'm just going to move in with Kyle, and I'm really happy about it. No, I'm going to try and be a good
Just to
roommate.
clear this up for anybody, like, you're not technically, you're moving into the same building as Kyle. You're not sharing the same space, right?
No, I think the plan
You're-
was that we were going to be sharing the apartment.
Because, well, then why would you need to be approved and get a lease and all that? Then you would, you know what I mean?
Oh, because the apartment is technically it's on the market as student housing, if I understand right.
Same apartment. There's 4 rooms, 2 which are. Oh, okay. So it's a room within the. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're leasing it by the room, not by the apartment.
Okay.
Which is how they get a lot of money out of us.
Yeah.
Well, of course, yeah. But I mean, like I said, I know you didn't want to go through a temporary move, or you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Where,
so most
your
of my
your
stuff
plan
is
is to
gonna go
move
in
in with Kitty in
storage.
April, but like, did they force your hand? So
Yeah, so
take
so
your hand and shove it up their ass.
what's gonna happen is most of my stuff is gonna go in storage, and I am unsure if I'm gonna have it stored here in Massachusetts or if I'm gonna take it up to New Hampshire. It would be easier if I could just store it in Massachusetts, but I don't think I'd be coming back here after I move, unless somehow by some weird miracle April get one of those 2 job offers that are up in NoHo, which would be weird because Teresa's stupid dispensary that looked like an Apple store is in NoHo.
Okay, can I just? It probably was an Apple store. They're not allowed to change the structures all that much. But can I just I don't know. Maybe I'm being an asshole here, and sometimes being an asshole is necessary. But like, fuck Therese. Like seriously, like why does she always act like her selling weed is such a grueling job?
I know, right?
Probably they do it to themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, they act like I mean, like I've had grueling jobs. Okay, selling weed to people who are either wanting weed or just sick is not a grueling job.
You know what? You know what's probably worse? Selling coffee, because people who come in at like 5 a.m. needing their coffee are not nice people yet. Not
No.
until they've had their coffee.
They're not even people at that point.
No. Yeah, and no, I get it. I mean, a lot of people who come in, they're in a lot of pain like I am. And it's whatever. But, the way Troy puts it just seems like
She acts like she's out there saving the world, like she's working at like a cancer research ward at a Memorial Sloan
do.
Kettering.
Yeah, they do
okay,
act like
that's
that.
what the truth of it is.
yeah.
She's
And it's gotten
greatest
worse since
superhero.
COVID because they have all these COVID measures in place, and everything is just kind of really hard to do now. But anyway, so I will probably be. I'm thinking just for the sake of easiness, I'll probably just have I'll put everything in storage in Massachusetts, and then once I get my get situated in New Hampshire, I'll move it to a storage place up in New Hampshire. So that'll be easier for me, but maybe I don't know. I still have to think about it. I still got to
Alright,
take care
yeah.
of this whole business with the.
Okay, so here's the next big question. What has the situation been like in the house since that meeting? Like, have there been any interactions at all? And if so, what are they like?
There has not been any interaction. I
So how-
have avoided them as much as I can.
Which is bullshit, by the way. Because I hear you're basically hiding. You're afraid to go out and eat. That's bullshit.
Yeah. So I've been eating a lot of my meals up in my room, which I had never done before since I moved in here. Cause
I always wondered why you didn't eat in your room.
I think they don't want to get stuff on their keyboard and desk.
yeah, it's like okay. When I was living back in Ohio, I ate most of my meals in my room by my computer.
Yeah, that's why
But
I thought that would
was because the
continue.
kitchen was like 10 feet away, and I had like a card table for a kitchen table. I didn't really feel like eating in the kitchen. But here it's different. The kitchen's all the way downstairs, and I'm the only one who uses the kitchen table, by the way. So I ate most of my meals in the kitchen, but now with all this, I've been eating most of my meals up here, and other than the occasional mug of soup, I have not had a meal downstairs. I've not really done it downstairs since last Thursday. And that reminds me, I want to point out that Therese has hidden all the mugs except mine. I only had the one mug.
And that I mean, obviously, that's a level of petty,
Yeah.
hitherto unknown in this
Yeah,
region.
it's like, how fucking petty can you be?
I mean, if they're gonna start rapping under the name Petty Wop, is that what's going on?
Oh, April
Yeah,
hadn't heard about
I-
the mugs. Oh,
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, I'm surprised the plates haven't disappeared too.
I mean, aren't at least some of those your plates?
Yeah, 4 of them are mine. As for, I also have a bunch of utensils, but I'm going to leave them because A, I don't remember which set is mine, and B, maybe if I
Don't
leave the
leave
utensils,
anything.
they have a
Don't
few.
hold on. Let me. Don't leave anything, even if you're not going to use. Like I would rather you take stuff out of there and throw it in the goddamn garbage
I'm not going to do
than
that.
leave it for them to use.
Okay, but let me finish my thought. I'm going
If
to
you're gonna
my
leave
ute-
something,
because
leave
I don't remember.
almonds and shit in the curtain rods.
Okay, but no, I'm not. I don't remember which utensil set is mine. I bought utensils last year because we were
So
always running out.
what? So what? So take what you think is yours.
Well-
Say take a approximate amount that's yours.
Well,
Like I said, I would rather that they wind up in the fucking garbage for rats to use to comb their hair than for these people to
I'm just
eat
gonna
their
leave my
fucking
utensil because maybe
tofu
them.
with it.
I'm just gonna leave my utensil because maybe them they'll have a fucking spoon to care about other people.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
I've been
no, I
holding
see,
on.
and-
I've been holding
okay.
on to that one for like 2 days.
EB brings up the internet thing, and I was the one that mentioned changing the Wi-Fi password. And of course, they're going to cancel it when they leave. But I personally don't understand why Teresa and Nicholas are allowed to use the internet, your internet, right now.
Because technically we're all paying into the internet bill.
Okay, so
So
it's in your name. Change the password.
Yeah, so I'm going to be calling up, on my way out, I'm going to be calling up Comcast and telling them, okay, I know we just signed the contract, like, literally, like, last month, but things have happened. I don't want this anymore. Would you just go ahead and cancel the internet? I don't super care if they have internet set up already. So,
Yeah,
just go ahead and cancel it. I'm not here anymore. Because we had already agreed that I'm going to be taking the internet with the contract with me when I move.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Yeah, take the
I'm
router
gonna take the
with you, too.
contract, and if I have to pay extra to get out of the contract, I'll pay extra to get out of the contract. But I'm moving into a place. I'm moving into a place with Spectrum anyway. So
Yeah.
Is it like, can you like curse out the ISP when you call them so that you get the house gets blacklisted?
All right, that's skirting the line. At least if you're gonna have any plans like that,
I-
please don't say them out loud on your stream that
Oh,
gets turned into a VOD.
I'm joking,
I know.
obviously. I mean,
Oh, I know.
I'm
but
not
I
gonna
also-
do that.
I also want to leave
Yeah.
an
No, I
opening
know,
to do something like
I'm
that
not gonna
later.
do
No,
that.
no, don't actually do that. It's a terrible idea.
No.
It was a joke.
Obviously.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna do what I need to do to protect myself here. That means I'm taking the contract with me. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel it.
And take the router, like Kyle said.
Yeah.
That's your router.
Yeah, I'm taking the router. Well, actually, I didn't. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. Because I bought a new modem and I bought a new router last year. There is also a Comcast.
Wait, hold on. So the modem's yours too?
Okay, this was last year when we were having problems with the internet when we were on Xfinity. Because okay, so right about a year ago, we started having problems with our router. So I bought a new router. And then in the summer, we started having problems with our internet outright. So I bought a new modem. That
So they're
didn't
both
fix the
yours.
problem. So now we got a router and a modem. But now that we're on Comcast Business, we had the gigantic Comcast modem that cost like $18 a month to rent.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave that.
Well, that's not yours.
Comcast can come get it.
Yeah, that's not yours. But all that other stuff, the other router, the other
The other
that's all
router and the other
your
modem,
property.
Those are mine. I'm taking them with me because I'm the one who bought them. Because Trace never really cared. Trace told me straight up, I don't care what you do with the internet. And I'm like, okay, first of all, we're having internet problems and you don't care. Apparently not. So I
I mean, I don't know. What are they doing to get on,
I don't know.
freedicks.com?
It's like,
I mean,
Trace always put it like, well, I don't see a problem, so it's not a problem. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever.
The problem was never bad enough for Therese to notice it.
so Therese is able to get on Tinder. They don't care if you're able to stream.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so,
like I'm saying, if you take away the internet, they
Then
won't be
they'll
able to
know.
get on Twitter.
yeah,
Tinder.
just kind of have to deal with it. So, what was I?
In your chair, I would hope.
I mean, yeah, but right. So I'm taking the internet with me, and I'll just worry about. But Oh, let's go back. Okay, let's go back to the letter. Because I still
you
have
know,
some things to say
honestly,
about the letter.
I'm sick of the letter. We should talk about the more pressing, the more positive aspects at this point, I think.
I think so. I agree, but there's a couple of things in the letter that have been sticking with me that I
Okay,
want to
well,
talk
get
about.
it out then. Go ahead.
Okay, so so there's a couple of things in this letter that I really need to that I've been bugging me. Like, okay, let's talk about the bit. Where was it? Let's talk about let's talk about this line right here. Your family is also well aware of your behavior and how abusive you have been to us, and is also on board. And
No, they're
I'm
not.
just kind of like,
Lies.
the thing that got me about that line is it's just incredibly creepy, manipulative, and mean-spirited. It's like now put it back. It's the classic abuser isolation tactic, claiming that
You
my
have,
family
yeah,
is
you
supposedly on
have no
their side.
friends. You have no family. You have nobody on your side.
Yeah, and granting me permission, quote unquote, to talk to
Well,
my
that's
aunt. Now it's like the cycle of abuse diagram and the manual to these two.
now. During your whole house meeting, did you mention that, like, well, you're giving me permission to talk to my family? What the fuck is wrong
No,
with you?
I didn't actually read the letter in full until I got back upstairs.
Oh man, I would have read it out loud in front of them. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
another, I'm mostly over
I
this
would have been
letter.
calling out every bit of bullshit in that.
I'm mostly over this letter. Now, there's just one bit early on in the letter where we actually know about everything you have been saying about us online, where you thought we wanted to find out. And I found that, like, really threatening. Like, no, like they were saying that, no, we're watching you, you're under surveillance. And maybe I'm
Yeah.
tripping. I talked to Kitty about it, and Kitty doesn't see it. But it just, in light of everything else, it just felt, like, really threatening.
I
I
agree.
think-
I agree that I agree that it sounded intimidating at the.
It
very
was
least.
meant to sound that way. I think we
Yeah.
can agree that whether or not that's actually true is up for debate. But it was
Yeah,
meant
I mean,
for
but
you to
at this
think
point,
that
if they think they
because,
can intimate me, do it for another.
well, why didn't you tell them to take their letter and shove it so far up their ass they can sing Christmas songs with it?
So I keep thinking about this whole thing with my family. It's like I said, I'm mostly over this letter. But this thing about bringing my family, Therese, this is low. This is low even for Therese. Therese knows how important my family is. Therese knows how much I've been missing my
Well,
family.
why do you think?
And
Why do you think they
use my
used that
family
then?
as a
Obviously.
weapon? To use my family as a weapon against me like that, it is so fucking low that it's like it's complete. It's like maybe I was thinking, in the future, if I ran into Trace, I could be like, cordial. We would never be friends again, but I could be cordial to Trace.
No, don't be.
But
don't be
using
cordial.
my family like that against me, no. Well, on my way out, I'm gonna be telling Teray, do not contact me or my family ever again for anything. I don't care what. If you do, I'm gonna file for a restraining order. Because you don't. First of all, you had no right to talk to me that way. Second of all, you had no right to use my family like that against me. Fuck you.
I mean, you couldn't have said it better than "fuck you" right there. I mean,
That
it's,
I
it's-
give them. They get what
just
they deserve.
fuck you. I mean,
They get what they deserve.
of course, everybody eventually does.
Yeah. So I kept thinking, who was the shitmonger who told them?
The definite mongerer of shit.
Yeah. So we got to thinking, who could
we
it have
figured,
been?
like, it's funny because we were going over this on voice chat and we were going down the list and I mean, there was a certain someone and you were like, oh, that person's, no, they're ready to throw hands. They're above suspicions.
They helped deal with the food, and they were like really angry on June's behalf.
I honestly
exactly.
thought.
And then
no,
this
I honestly
person-
thought they were on my side.
Outed themselves like so fast. And I was telling my mom about this earlier at dinner. I was telling her about the whole situation with, well, we might as well just say it's Lynn. Everybody's figured that out at this point. But, and I said, it was like one of those situations. I said, it's a bitch move. And I was like, it is a bitch move. And I said, it's like one of those situations. She asked, how did you find out? I said, well, she immediately outed herself. It was like one of those situations where a cop pulls somebody over and the first words out of the person's mouth is, I don't have any drugs in the car. And so then my mom says, "Oh, so it's a dumb bitch move."
So
I
I mean,
want
I
to point out
remember
that
you.
this is not the first time Lynn has outed herself as.
Oh God, yeah.
Because one time, many years ago, I want to say back in 2007, we got into an argument. And she called me childish, and meanwhile, she was being extremely childish herself. And so I get on live journal, remember that? And I said, and I'm the childish one. And it was just a vague post. No, I didn't name drop her or anything. And she fucking replied to me, logged the fuck in, and replied to me, yelling at me, well, you are childish, and just literally outing herself as the one that I would Facebook. And I'm like, not everybody knows that you're a childish shit.
I mean,
Good
yeah.
job!
So I mean, you saw. I mean, I'm sure this will come up shortly, but you saw the conversation I had with her.
That was
did.
really
Oh.
like. I
So
mean,
do you remember? Do you remember
I-
early? Go ahead. Yeah, you go
I
first.
really got the impression, Kitty, that Lynn really thought that you weren't going to show all that to June.
Like, of course I was. The fuck? Why do you think I'm even talking to you? Fucking shit.
Yeah,
But
I
also,
mean,
okay. So early on in that conversation, I straight up ask,
Is it you?
was it you?
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there watching how long she's typing, and I
Yeah.
just immediately knew,
Yeah.
NO doesn't take this long to type. If typing
Yeah.
any more than that is might as well have been an admission of guilt.
I mean, it pretty much was, and it was like right after she said something really bizarre, and you're like, "Okay, is it you?" And then it was like, "Jesus, no, it was their aunt," and this and that. You know, like had a scapegoat ready to
Oh
go.
no. No. The phrasing was, hold on, I'm scrolling back to it now, but
Yeah, actually, if you want to do a dramatic reading, John, I
no,
have...
Jesus Christ.
Okay, to be honest, I think Kitty should do this one because it was Kitty's
Okay, because
experience,
I also
and
have
also
the
because my
creepy
throat hurts at
Facebook
this
thread.
point from the voices.
I also have
Okay.
the creepy Facebook thread that I'm going to send to you, and then I'm just going to post the links in the
Because
chat.
honestly, doing that Therese voice kind of wrecked my neck right now. it was
Yeah,
not
Therese
easy
is
to
just
do.
one big tomato, huh?
What? You bastard.
Okay, let me...
I'll wreck you like a tomato.
Okay, for the benefit of the audience, I am posting the creepy Facebook thread, and I'm just going to give you the gist of it.
I mean, I
basically-
was reading everything in that, and I went to bed, and then I missed the part where it got creepy like that. And when you told me we think it's Lynn, well, Kitty thinks it's Lynn, and I'm starting to agree, is what you said. I was like, what? Huh? Video games? And then I saw that, and I was like, oh no, it's 100% Lynn.
Yeah, because it's like the gist of it is that Lynn, because someone said to me, no, that about me getting kicked out, that makes me sick. Cut that trash out of your life. And I told them, no, I desperately want to know who's been talking.
And that
Lynn,
person that said that immediately picked up on Lynn being gaslighty too.
Lynn immediately said, I don't know how it's obvious that how it isn't obvious that it's Joanne and possibly cousin. Okay, see, here's the thing. My aunt doesn't use Facebook, and my cousin she's literally having her baby last night. She's busy. So she had other things to worry about. So, it was really obvious to me that Lynn did it on...
But even when it wasn't obvious to you, like where you were still like, maybe it's her, I just took one look at that thread and I'm like, this person either did it or knows who did it.
Yeah, so... No, so she gave me this whole fucking lecture, and I'm trying to explain to her, I need to know who I can trust. That's super important to me. And she's like, well, that doesn't matter. You can't base your mental well-being on other people. I'm like, this is about trust. I'm not a moron.
Yeah, well, it seemed like it was like, you're going to find out, and I need to stop you from finding out.
This isn't important. Look somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I linked the Evo Moment 37 GIF.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Fucking evil. That fucking evil moment joke you keep making never stop being funny.
She got those parries.
Wait. Rare footage of Kitty angry. I did it. I did the thing.
So
See,
I found the...
June
okay.
doesn't get it at all.
Okay.
Oh god, I could quote if I sat down and really thought about it, I could quote that whole bit from memory, and
Yeah.
that's how.
Rare footage of Kitty angry.
Okay,
she
so
defeat-
I found a text that Lynn sent to Kitty. Kitty, do you want to like do a dramatic reading? I can do the Lynn parts if you want to read out your parts.
Okay. Oh god, my parts are the long ones. Okay, hold on. I gotta scroll to. I just have my Facebook Messenger open.
I am going to bring them up real quick. Just one quick second. I'm gonna send them to John so John can have them right there.
I mean, you just put them in the chat, didn't you?
Well, yeah, but I need to send them to you so I can get the links.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, that's not it. That's still not it. Christ.
Hmm.
Okay, let me see here.
I'll ruin your throat like a tomato. Rare footage of Kitty angry.
Fuck, I'm gonna use that now.
That's good, right?
Oh shit.
Okay, so here's the first 5. Because it was a screenshot from a phone.
It went on for like a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
this
and
is
to be
screenshot
fair,
from a
I'm wordy,
phone.
so.
Okay, that is the first one, and here is the second one. And here is the third one.
What about the third one? Close encounters
I'm
of
trying
the
to make me
third
laugh on
kind.
video here. Okay, two more. It gets wild. It's so wild.
It starts out wild, to be honest.
It does
Yeah.
start out pretty, yeah, but does get worse.
It,
And then
it
I
gets
started
so much
taking-
worse. It's like, hold your fork, this pie. Okay. Okay. Are you ready? I'm on the first one.
Are
Okay, hold
you
on.
ready?
Hi. I am really concerned about the situation / that June may hurt themselves or retaliate or vice versa. I'm also honestly really close to ending our friendship or at least contact because I feel very manipulated myself. I don't know what to do here.
Oh god, I have to voice me. So this is right when I woke up.
Can you do your own voice?
I don't know. Can I? I don't think they will. They're angry right now, but that'll pass. Or at least, what makes you say that? So, no response. And then the day goes by, I see the comments on that thread that June linked. I see that they said this something similar about concerned about June to June, and I start getting real fucking suspicious already. And I talked to June about it, and June is like, "Hey, can you ask her?" And I'm like, "I was already thinking about that. I was just waiting to like run that by you first." So then, about 6 hours later, I say, "Based on your comments on some of their posts and here, I feel like I have to ask: Are you the one who talked to Therese and told them about June's posts or screen capped them?"
No, Jesus Christ, it was your cousin / aunt. That information aside, why is that what's being ruminated on? June needs help. Medical, emotional?
I sincerely doubt anyone in their family would do it. Which cousin aunt, and did they admit to doing so? As for why, have you ever been betrayed in this way? Made to feel unsafe and having no idea by whom or for why? God, this is how I type. I've never had to speak how I type before. That's not an emotionally healthy place to be in, and it'd be an easy fix for whoever did it to just come forward.
That isn't going to solve the bigger issues here or even begin to chip away at them, but alright. It ain't me, lol. Y'all can continue on with your witch hunt.
That fucking phrase. I mean,
Witch hunt.
it's not the only thing being discussed or worked on. They've been in contact with their family, found a new place to live, working on figuring out moving their stuff. The reason this is being focused on is because it's important to them, something that's not for any of us to decide, and because it's something that could have an immediate solution. One person comes forward.
Kitty explaining obvious things as if to a child.
I mean, this is how
Yeah.
I'm very earnest when doing this kind of stuff.
But it's like
Kitty's
you
flipping to mom
really
mode
have
like
to
that.
explain things like
Right? Yeah.
they're 3 years old.
One person comes forward. June can be at ease about speaking their mind on their own Facebook page again.
That's the concerning part. This is the issue being prioritized here outside of immediate shelter/safety, not emotional support like professional emotional support or a plan for medical care so that they aren't just debilitated by pain again and reliant on people who may not be able to support them. There's so much blame shifting and finger pointed at everyone but themselves, and so many gaps in the stories really, and I 100% believe I've been lied to and emotionally manipulated for the 14 years we've known each other. They have health insurance, access to money, support from their family. They refuse testing for their chronic pain. That's bullshit, by the way. They refused assistance for me, transportation and medical resources multiple times. She lives in fucking North Carolina. What's she gonna do? Yes, there are barriers to care here, transportation/distance, and anxiety, but there aren't the barriers being communicated by June. This situation is very, very self-made, and we are seeing a very distorted and small piece of the bigger picture. I'm
Big
done.
chungus.
I will not be part of that anymore. I am really sad for those of you still caught up in it, and I hope it doesn't take 14 years for you too. They are an extremely angry and deeply sad person, and I hate that. But you can't have someone who refuses it.
I mean, there was a point where it actually sounded like Therese was saying those things.
That's probably because it's the same kind of fucking language.
Yeah.
No, it's because clearly she talked to Therese.
That too, actually.
Yeah,
But then
so-
towards the end, it devolved into like just almost complete nonsense. Like it didn't even make sense at that point.
Yeah. Okay, so hold your fork. There's pie. I'm gonna bring up So
Also,
I said
thank
so
you-
after all that I said to Len, you know, I should have been suspicious the way you kept pushing therapy on me, which personally I find to be very creepy and I hate when people do it. Because Trace does this too. Trace has been pushing therapy on me for some time, and I keep thinking, you know, it's like I'm not going to go into my feelings about therapy, but I really don't like it when people like Trace or Lynn push therapy on me because it just sounds like that they want. It sounded creepy and manipulative. And Lynn had tried to accuse me of being, you know, mentally ill in the past. Or it's like Lynn had actually done some really ableist shit, said some really
Yeah, I
ableist
mean,
shit to me in
like,
the past.
I didn't really realize who this person was. I didn't know who she was, and I was just taking your word for it when you said that she was trustworthy before this all came out. But like, I mean, if you had said like, oh, by the way, this is the same person that tried to bootstrap
Yes.
Hitomi, then
Yeah, and see, I had completely forgotten all about that because I was just so happy to have some apple apples. But every time I say it, you laugh. That's why I'm gonna
because
keep
it's
on saying
fucking
it.
great. America run no dun dun.
So,
I like.
but
the
I was
it
willing
at
to be
McDonald's.
whatever. So I was willing to be whatever about it. But based on that interaction, your messages to me this morning, and now your messages to Kitty, did you think she wouldn't share that with me? Even if I were to believe that you're not the one who told Therese, then at this point I don't. If that's how you really feel about me, then I guess we don't need to be friends. I just wish you hadn't been such a fucking coward about it. Anyway, bye. So while I was trying to do the thing about how to block her, she's like, I'm not a coward, but go off. I'm like, nope, bye. And I just I just blocked her, and no, she's damn blocked. So, okay, so here is the text that
Here's
she
the pie.
This is
Load up your plates. Get some ice cream
Yeah.
on that shit.
this is almost unrelated, but you made me think about like how much I want King of the Hill to still be a thing. Can you imagine like their take on like modern things? Like, well, that's when they said that. That's when I decided I had to yeet them off my Facebook. I don't need problems like that. I sell propane.
Okay, let me,
Can I just say that Hank Hill would absolutely have a Christian Minecraft server?
Oh my
probably would,
god,
absolutely.
he would.
absolutely. Yeah, that's not even in question. Okay, here is the third and final part of the Lynn saga. Okay, Kitty, are you ready?
Hold up, just ordering the images. All right, so June she links the conversation with June and herself to me, and then
Which is bizarre.
Yeah, and she sent a fucking smiley emoji and then said, "This is abuse. And I truly hope you realize that eventually. Please stop messaging me now. There's no reason to continue."
I was curious about if you had any receipts to back up things like been lied to and, and emotionally manipulated. But yeah, I don't think I'd actually get them now.
I told you, I've been lied to for over a decade. All of those things I mentioned about the medical insurance, financial situation, etc. are lies. Constant lies. Lies, all lies!
Lies, all lies. I never smoked. You hate me. Lies, all lies. Oh. Snarf, snarf, snarf.
Like I said, please stop messaging me. Y'all can insist and believe with me all you'd like. It wasn't, but how do you disprove a negative? Like I said, this is an abusive person with deeply rooted problems. Enjoy!
Yeah, well, you have access to a block button if you need it. Until then, I'd like to point out that you saying so isn't receipts. You clearly believe you've been lied to. What made you believe that?
3 eye roll emojis. They have health insurance and an inheritance. They have resources and support and options. That's what made me believe that. Talk to your partner about it.
I have, often. I know they're on Medicare and Social Security, and I know about the inheritance. I've heard about every time the medical system failed them because something still wasn't covered by their insurance, at least in the time that I've known them. I know they have medical tests done for pains that they've had most of their life and come out with no real answers. What support and options fixes that? Sure, they need to figure out something for the future when the pain flares up and they have to deal with it. That is being looked into. It was already being looked into locally before they suddenly had to find a new place to live. It's not something they're going to let slide after how badly the last month went for them. Like, having health insurance and inheritance doesn't just magically solve any of these things. And
Yes, it does.
navigating those things while on one's own, feeling isolated, not to mention while actively in pain, sounds genuinely difficult.
She never responded to you after that, did she?
I'm still going. They're not even on red. I think she saw that. She saw that I sent more messages and just blocked me, closed the window. It doesn't say I'm blocked, which is odd, but
Yeah, I don't think she blocked you because Facebook would tell you you've been blocked.
yeah. So I'm not blocked, but she's like refused to read it, which is just the most weirdly passive aggressive thing. Which, yeah, no, that checks out. That checks out.
Yeah, that Lynn. So yeah, I'm 99.9% sure it'll land, and she's just lying.
I'm like 107% sure, to be honest.
Yeah, we were at 100 and what 100 and
105 with a 2% margin of error.
no, it was 103 with a 2% margin of error.
So
we're
it's
at
really
105.
105, yeah.
Yeah, so she's just lying out her teeth, and it's just like, I know it's you, Lynn. If you're watching this, I know it's you.
She's not watching this. Come on.
No,
Like-
no, of course not. But no, I don't know. That's the thing. Lynn seems like the kind of person who would like fucking. I mean, she's the kind of person who would fucking spy on me just to see if I'm talking shit about her.
Can I
She's that-
mention-
I've known her for 14 years. She is fucking petty, and honestly, I was in too much pain to really think about that. But you know, she after everything she's done, I wouldn't put it past her.
Can I just mention that she, for some reason, went to Instagram to block Hitomi after this?
That's what's weird to me.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
apparently, like, because there was this whole thing. I don't know. I don't really want to get into the whole thing with her and Hitomi because it's like in the past and it's kind of raw still. But I guess they followed each other on Instagram at some point, and when Hitomi saw all this happening on the Discord, where you had posted all the screenshots and everything, Hitomi messaged me and said I saw that with Lynn. No wonder she blocked me on Instagram. I was wondering about that.
That's some next level petty. I don't think we can fight this person in pettiness. We're not on that level.
Yeah.
No. I mean, if we wanted to be extra petty, we'd have to like break into her house and leak poop in her
And the curtain rods, right? Poop and almonds.
Yeah.
See, I think you have to mix in something that smells good so that it's extra confusing.
Get some like essential almond oil.
There you go. Peppermint oil and shit.
Put an egg in a vent.
Oh,
Actually,
God.
if you wanted to do something like that, and I'm not saying you should do something like that, but if you wanted to do something like that, you should get like one of those like cans of sardines
Oh no.
and just like and
Oh.
just put a few drops of the oil here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
God, EB just said get in touch with your aunt to get some essential oils.
there you go.
Yeah. Honestly, the more I think about it, though, thinking about the way Len and Trey kept pushing therapy on me, I just feel like there's a
They're
certain kind of
projecting
person.
like IMAX. It's crazy. They're projecting more than IMAX.
Yeah. And it just seems to me like there's a certain kind of person who goes to therapy, and it all of they see therapy as like. I don't know if I'm articulating this properly, but it just feels like they see therapy as a magic solution.
It's the solution to all the problems, and the fact that you're not going that route, the fact that you're not taking that solution, means that now every problem you have is your fault.
Yeah, they see therapy as a moral imperative. And I'm just
Which,
thinking, what the
I
fuck
mean,
is this, psychopath?
And I mean, maybe I'm going too far in this direction, but to me, that has a lot of look at what she was wearing energy.
Now, I'd like to interject here a little bit with the idea that I think every single human being is broken and needs therapy. But it doesn't solve everyone's problems. It's hard work. Not everyone's ready for it.
And it's not a fucking moral
the, sys-
imperative.
and the system is fucking
Yeah.
broken anyway. So
Yeah.
And I want to bring up something, and I wish I could remember who said this on June's Facebook because it's very telling. You know, it was very, very, very true. Is that not all therapists are created equal?
Oh, absolutely.
I think that was actually, that was my friend Pete.
It might have been.
So.
It was basically saying that you might just get like a really shitty therapist.
Yeah. And, it's just like, I'm just constantly blown away by.
Yeah, look at EB. I mean, EB's therapist like basically broke HIPAA laws and then sent out an email saying, "I did not break the HIPAA law."
Yeah, yeah,
God, I forgot about that. That's so fucking bad.
yeah, yeah. EB therapist and shit. And I'm just like, I don't know. It feels like there need to be a bigger barrier to entry for psychologists.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, it's a job. See, it's a thing. It's a job that's very well needed. We need a lot of therapists. So when you need that many of people, quality control isn't the greatest thing.
Hey, I have a hold on. Here's a theory. The reason why we need so many therapists is because mental health sucks. Because capitalism causes a lot of unnecessary problems for everybody.
Yeah,
So maybe
duh.
we should get rid of capitalism.
yeah.
That's what I call a good start.
Yeah, when you dismantle, when you dismantle capitalism, you're going to see the therapy industry almost completely disappear overnight.
I mean, there will still be some.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
I'm
really.
not saying they're all going to be gone,
But
but,
I think that we're going to be seeing people who are going to therapy have like diseases.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
act like
not existential dread caused by the hellscape that we're in.
yeah.
yeah,
Because how do you train people for that? How do you train people to deal with the existential dread of the hellscape we're in?
I've seen therapists talking about this, and the short answer is you don't.
You
Or, like,
don't.
you
Yeah.
redirect to other things. You find ways to help people cope with it, but you
Yeah.
can't. You can't at a certain point.
Yeah, of course you can.
yeah. So, I feel like, if you dismantle capitalism, you're still going to need therapists because, people still have, bad childhoods. They still
Oh, yeah.
have, bad experiences in school. There's still trauma to be worked through. But,
I mean, even something, because a lot of even all that you mentioned could be chalked up to capitalism, but even something as dealing with grief,
exactly.
you know what I mean? That's going to be a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
so you're going
you
to
know.
need therapists, but, the demand for therapists isn't going to be anywhere what it is now.
No, certainly not. I would think not.
So,
But
yeah.
yeah,
okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. As someone who is also on Social Security, you are not a failure.
Yeah, absolutely not. Not even
Don't-
close.
First of all, don't let fucking Social Security.
Because that's the capitalism telling you that.
I want to talk about Social Security real quick. Social Security are a bunch of ghouls. They're vultures. I saw a Twitter thread the other day saying that Social Security is essentially it's an eugenics program.
Oh yeah, I saw that same thread.
Yeah, if I remember right, the core of it was, no, if you're on Social Security, not only are you not allowed to get married, you can't even, in some places, you can't even date anyone. Like, not even getting married, you can't date anyone or it takes your benefits away from you. And you're not allowed to have children either, or it takes your benefits away from you.
Yeah.
And,
Gee, I wonder why that is.
yeah, so, no, it's basically, it's an eugenics program. That's all it is. And they will look for literally any excuse to kick you off. For a while, they kept calling me up to see if I was still deaf.
And didn't they try to cut your benefits because you answered the phone?
Yeah, see, I stopped answering the phone because I used to get caller ID on my phone. This was back when they were still calling, when I was still living at the house, was in Mom's house, and we had caller
Yeah.
ID on the house phone.
Yeah.
And so I would get a phone call and it would be from Social Security. And after the first couple of calls, when they were checking to see if I was still deaf, I stopped answering the phone. So
I mean, it's a silly that you're still deaf over there. I mean, honestly, you know what I would have done? I would have been like, "Oh my God, just now, it's a miracle. I can hear. Wait, no, oh, it's gone again. Sorry."
I just kept going, what?
Huh?
What? Could you say that again?
You'll have to speak up.
Yeah. So, they're both the ghouls. It's what they are. It's like, they're just so, it's creepy. If you go into the Social Security office, you'll see a lot of these, like, big creepy billboards talking about benefits fraud. They're the biggest things. They're the biggest things in the room. It's like you had these other billboards. It's like, do you need an interpreter? We can get you an interpreter and like that. But no, they're like these posters are like a foot tall.
You'll have to
and then you
speak
got
up.
these
I'm wearing a towel.
gigantic, 10 feet tall posters like benefits fraud is a crime. We won't find you. And I'm just like, it really tells me what they prioritize as Social
Something
Security.
like out of Anita Glock right there.
Would you download a Social
Wow.
Security benefit?
Voter crime
is
fraud.
So it just you really can tell what they prioritize at Social Security, and it's really creepy and depressing. I hate being on Social Security, but they're basically the only reason I'm even alive right now, and that to me is probably the worst thing about living in America. So
If you had to pick one thing, that was the worst, right?
for me, it's
There's
that.
a lot of bad things, but
Yeah, there's a
There-
lot.
There's
I
so
mean,
many
you're-
bad things, but for me, the
an
worst
embarrassment
thing
of
is
choices.
knowing that my being able to not starve and live in a house and not on the street is entirely dependent on a government agency that doesn't see me as human. And to me, that is just like the most demeaning experience ever. It's just like I hate it. I just wish my body hadn't turned against me. So I mean, I don't like working, but I could have worked at one point. I was working at one point, and then my body
Yeah, you
fell
had
apart
that.
on
You
me,
had
and I had
that
to rely.
copywriting job that you were actually enjoying too.
Yeah, and now I'm not even allowed to do. I'm not. It's like, let's say I want to write a book. I can't make money off of it.
I mean, you could make money off it, but then you lose that other money, and then it's like
That's
and
what I
they-
mean.
they-
I
they-
lose my
they've
benefit.
Trapped you.
I
They've
lose my
trapped
benefit
you.
because I made $500 on a book.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
you know,
I mean, obviously, the hope is that you make $500,000 on a book, but maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe it's only $500, and
Yeah.
they say, "Well, you make too much money for us to help you."
yeah. So
we
you know,
yeah we give you live off of the $1,500 a month that we give you,
You know.
and now you're making 500, so clearly you don't need that 1,500 anymore. Like, wait, what? Could
yeah.
you show your math
Yeah.
on that for a second?
Where's the math on that? That's like that's like that image of that people get in their head. Like I think somebody made a meme out of this of like somebody like a Ben Shapiro or something, going through somebody's groceries who's using a WIC card, like organic tomatoes. I think not, Maria.
Oh God, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So there is some
People out
good
here
in it,
really
though.
just not being shit at all. I mean,
Yeah. No, I look back on this whole situation. No, I'm getting kicked out before I was ready to leave. That's bad. The good news is I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
I'm getting away from the people. I'm getting out of the bullshit house. I'm
but
getting
you're
away
very
from this
generous
bullshit
with the
state.
phrase "people."
Yeah, I'm getting away from the bullshit woods. I hate living out in the woods. I hate it. It's like
you
I
love it
order.
here.
Okay, let's say I order food. You know how long it takes to get for it to get here to me? An hour. Because all of the food is over on the other end of town, and I'm out here in the middle of the fucking woods. At the time, no, it's like I gave up on Postmates because there are no Postmates drivers out here. I have to rely almost entirely on DoorDash, and DoorDash sucks ass. There's also Grubhub, but Grubhub can do one. They're terrible. Most of the drivers do DoorDash around here. No, I get some really nice drivers though. So I get some repeat drivers because there's just so few drivers out here that I see a lot of the same ones. And there's this one guy who's like really nice. I'm always happy to see his name on the DoorDash page when he picks up my food because I know he's gonna get it there and he's gonna be like super nice and he's gonna be super grateful. It's like I saw him the other night and he like waved at me because he recognized me. But no, yeah, so it's nice to have people like that. As opposed to the one DoorDash driver I had a few months ago who refused to follow instructions and then left my food, yelled at me on the phone, and then left my food at some random house.
What about that "I'm gone" one? Remember that?
I do remember that. That was very, very strange.
That was bizarre. Like, what does that mean? You're gone? What?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. I think what happened was they got tired of waiting for KFC, and they didn't. I had to get them to explain to me that KFC basically closed the restaurant instead of making my food.
Yeah. But it was weird how you were waiting for food and then you get this text that says "I'm gone."
Yeah,
Like,
because
that
they've been sitting in the
communicates
parking
anything.
lot for some time, and I guess KFC didn't want to make my food.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah,
I mean, that really does suck.
yeah. KFC just it's not exactly a big brain trust at that particular KFC.
See, now we used to have a KFC not too far from here, and it was not a good one. You know, it was like you go in there and it's like everybody in the place is sick.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You know, it's a big red flag when they're wiping up snot. You know, so
Okay, okay.
it
So-
wound up closing down for some pretty weird reasons.
That's nasty. That's nasty.
It wasn't. Well, I mean, like I said, it wasn't a good KFC. There's another KFC that's a little further away that is a really good KFC. And not to sound racist, but you go into a KFC and it's run by a bunch of white townies. I don't trust it.
Wow.
I don't trust it. I'm sorry, because that's what it was. It was a bunch of white townies.
Yeah, when you have upper middle class white kids running a restaurant, you're not going to get good service because they are literally only
They don't
there
give a
until they
fuck.
go to
Yeah.
college. They don't
No, but
care.
I'm not talking about the upper. I'm talking about that video, the guy who never left his hometown.
They
guy.
don't care. They really don't give a shit. Because, they can just get another job. But a lot of the working class people who work in these restaurants, I trust them. Because, this job is what puts food on their table. If they lose that job, then they're in trouble. So they really try, most of them try to go above and beyond to make sure that they have happy customers. They just try to make the particular restaurant, even if it's just a shitty Burger King, they're trying to make it a place that people want to keep coming back to.
I've never been to a Burger King that I
because
want to
it's
come
important.
back to.
Because how else are they going to put food on the table?
I've never been to a Burger King I wanted to come back to.
Well,
There was a couple
okay.
there were a couple
I would
decent
be
ones in
being
the
hyperbolic
Well,
for. I would
you-
using hyperbole for just as an example. Burger King.
Well, I know, but you know how I feel about Burger King's food, but like the last time that I actually ate at Burger King was with Brandon. He wanted to go to Burger King for some reason, and I was like, can't we just go literally anywhere else?
Like Arby's.
Yeah, like anywhere else, and but he was like, "No, I want Burger King." So we go there, and we go in, and once again, I hate to sound gross again, but once again, everybody that was working there was fucking covered in snot. Mm-hmm. You know, I walk in and they're all sick, and you can see like crusty snot on their like upper lips and shit, and they're like, you know, and I'm like, dude, everybody that works here is sick. You want to eat these hamburgers? And they're like, yeah, yeah, all right. Guess who got sick? Not him, me.
Oh
Oh,
no.
the karma
Yeah.
missed.
Now,
I know, right? That's exactly critical miss.
Yeah. Now, see, personally, I would never eat at a Burger King, but McDonald's is okay.
McDonald's is all right as long as the place is clean. Like some McDonald's are kind of nasty and raunchy. You go in, if the McDonald's is clean, you know it's gonna be all right.
Yeah, yeah, it's not so bad. There's also now I go to Wendy's. Wendy's is my go-to. You know, it's like I totally understand why Trish doesn't want to go to Wendy's, but I'm gonna go to
It's a
Wendy's
good,
because
yeah.
I like their
I mean,
spicy
that's one thing I can totally understand.
yeah, so I totally get that. But I'm gonna keep going to Wendy's because I like the spicy chicken sandwich, and I don't really like any other fast food place. I'm going to McDonald's if it's an emergency.
My Taco Bell was always my go-to, mostly because I prefer that kind of food, tortillas and spicy
Yeah,
stuff. And
that's
whatnot.
not my kind of
But
food, but
But
yeah,
but also
understandable.
because the Taco Bell around here is always like it's like the cleanest place. They have the nicest bathrooms. The staff is really nice. You know what I mean? It's like a pleasant place to go to.
Popeye, I really would love to have Popeyes again.
Yeah, we don't have one all that close. The closest one's all the way out in like Middletown. You know.
Yeah, I haven't had a Popeye since last year, and you know the chicken, the bone-in chicken is good, but
I was looking through late ass quotes the other day, and I saw that screenshot that I took of you,
oh no,
basically making porn noises about how good their chicken
that one,
sandwich is.
this sandwich is fucking, that's the good shit.
By the way, are you dropping frames right now or?
No,
Okay, because the stream's buffering a little bit.
very strange.
I had to refresh it. I think it might just be Twitch.
That's very
Yeah,
possible.
yeah,
Twitch
I'm
has
not
been
seeing
kind of
any-
whiling out lately. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not buffering. I'm not dropping.
I mean,
I'm
and by
not
the way,
dropping frames.
viewer counts have been absolutely broken for a while. Like I've been sitting there, like I had like 8 or 9 people in today's stream, but it kept saying I had 3 at the most.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not dropping any frames. I'm not getting connection error messages. So it seems like whatever hit me on Sunday. Is
Guess how
probably
many
fine.
without looking. Guess how many views you actually have. It's not 9,
11.
and not counting. No, you have 22 people.
Jesus Christ.
So, like, this is what I'm talking about lately. About because I just counted them. Now, a few of them are probably bot accounts, but they're still views, and a lot of them are names I recognize, and a lot of them are active in chat and whatnot. And this is what I'm talking about Twitch's view counts are just a bunch of filthy lies lately.
Yeah, yeah. I can't define if that's like on purpose or if they're just bad at running the machinery.
I don't know what it is. I think I really don't know. But I've noticed it in the past few days. It's been really off.
Yeah. So okay, so I gotta be honest with you though. This has been the single worst month of my life since mom died.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, no, no. 2020
Obviously.
was terrible. 2019 was probably worse for me personally than 2020 was for everybody else. It's like 2020 didn't really. 2020, I had a lot of problems with my roommate, but I thought we got along okay in 2020. We got through 2020 okay. Everybody else was sad, and I'm just like, well, I don't leave the house anyway, so no big deal. But
But ain't that always the way it is that you think it's going kind of all right?
and then everything goes to shit. Yeah, I started having problems with my car, and then all this happened, and I'm just ready to put it all behind me. Get out of this stupid bullshit house. Get away from these woods. Get away from these people. Get
I'm
away
ready
from
to
this
put
state.
I'm ready to put my behind on them.
Yeah, and they're gonna play a game of shit.
Oh, I always win the game of shit. You know that.
Yeah, so
We're gonna play Yokozuna.
okay. In spite of everything, though, I feel like I just signed the lease for the apartment today. Kyle,
Well,
just paid off the
congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, big
Congratulations. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's huge.
Kyle paid off the deposit for me. I had the money to pay the first month's rent, which is due. I gotta pay that. I think I am going to be in good shape. I have to talk to the apartment because here's the thing. I don't get paid until the third, and rent is due on the first. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna see if I can't do a system, see if they accept my
Just
paying my
ask them to
next
change
month's
the due
rent.
date because of when your benefits come in. They'll, it's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and talk to the apartment manager about that because I don't really have a say in when I get my money.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they're going to understand people, even people with jobs, they get paid on certain days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cause
Yeah, we did a bunch of rearranging of that here just because of when April gets paid in the month, and it's like you don't want your bills right beforehand. That makes everything
No. Yeah.
bad.
Bad. All bad.
yeah. So I hear Gibbsy.
Yeah, he's being a noodle.
Yeah, yeah. So I think all things considered, it's probably a net benefit for me because it's like I'm gonna be spending a lot of money because I'm gonna be moving twice
Obviously,
in the
yeah,
next
that's-
6 months.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
be
it's
moving
just-
twice, so that's a lot of money. But I think at the end of the day, no, this is gonna be a net benefit for me because I can't stay on this house anymore. I can't be around these people anymore. I always feel like I felt for a long time that they don't want me here.
Okay, let's be real. You felt that like pretty early on. I remember one time you tried to ask Therese, "Did you really want me to move in?" And you
They
said
didn't
that.
say no.
Well, here's the thing. You said you eventually got your answer, and the answer was yes. They did want you to, but I think that if the answer is an immediate yes, then the answer is no.
Yeah, because I
Because
remember
you
I asked her,
kept
"Do you
hemming
actually
and
want me
hawing.
there?" Therese was like, "Well, it's complicated, blah blah blah." I'm like,
That
"The
means
fuck do
no.
you mean it's
That
complicated?
means that
This-
means no.
yeah, the fuck do you mean it's complicated? Yes or no? This isn't hard. Just do it." So I did get a yes, but
You got
I
a
would
yes
not. I would
because
not
you
have
basically
the, I had
extorted.
to press for it.
It wasn't a real yes. It was a lie.
Yeah, yeah. So, no, it's whatever though. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna be moving on to a better place. I'm gonna be moving in with Kyle, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to
Stream
it.
together.
Kyle,
That'd be cool.
I promised Kyle, I am going to do my best to be a good roommate.
I mean, I think you were already doing your best, but you had some
Yeah,
unrealistic
well, you know how it is. I'm
expectations.
disabled, and I have I'm not clean because when you're in a lot of chronic pain, your priorities are a little different.
Well,
from
I
most
should let you
people.
know that Kyle is very, very clean.
Yeah, so I'm going to
So.
do my best to be the kind of person who doesn't get kicked out of an apartment.
Well, you're not getting kicked out for anything that you did. You're getting kicked out because your roommates are sociopathic narcissists. Mm-hmm. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So I did get my notice to quit today. Here's the funny thing. When I got the letter from Therese that said 30 days, I suspect that Therese is a little bit disappointed that my actual date that I have to be out of here is April 1st.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if you had decided to fight that, you would be there for like almost like a whole nother year.
Yeah, and I don't want to be here for.
Of course, you don't want to.
I didn't want to be here for a whole other year before all this happened. So no, I'm out of here. I'm going. I mean, joke's on you.
Yeah.
I'm leaving already. Go fuck yourself.
I mean, I'm sure they will.
So
Let's be real.
I
come
just
on,
I
that
just
is
hope
definitely going to happen.
I just hope I never see Therese or Nicholas again in my life. Therese.
No, you know what? I hope you do see them at some point, or at least Therese. I couldn't give a shit about Nicholas. I hope you do see Therese and that you're doing really well and you just run into them somewhere and you're just happy and you're in a better place and you just see Therese who's like still in the same place. Nothing's changed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I don't mean the same place physically. I mean the same place, but nothing's changed. Everything's the same. You're doing better and they look at you and you look at them and you just give them the finger, the middle finger.
Yeah. I wonder what Therese's relationship with Russ will be like.
Now,
If it
what
even
I don't
still
understand is why Josh is okay with all of this. That's my big
I
question
think
here.
Therese fed him a whole story.
So why didn't he come to you and get the other side of the story?
I guess because he doesn't really care.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine. It don't matter. None of this matters. I'm on my way out anyway. I've already started
It don't
packing.
matter. None of this matters.
Yeah, I've already started packing. The only problem I have is I have no idea how I'm gonna do my laundry. Cause I'm still moving around on a crutch. I still have a bad foot. I
But
wake up every morning with my foot in a
the
lot of
same way
pain,
that Kyle does it.
which is
What, making Kyle do it?
No, I mean, come on. I mean, I believe Kyle said that there was a laundry room there. It cost
No,
some
no,
money. and-
they mean right now while they're still, like right now they don't
Oh.
have clean clothes.
I have a month worth of laundry. I'm wearing like last week's clothes.
wait, hold on. What is stopping you from doing laundry? What?
Mobility,
Oh, wow.
pain.
It's all the way down in the basement, and I have a huge basket of clothes. I can't.
Well,
I can't
okay,
do it.
so here's the thing. You as gross as this is, I mean, you can't do it. They're definitely not willing to do it for you. So they're the ones that have to deal with the stink, right?
Yeah, it's just for me. I just want clean clothes again. I
Of
just want
course
to
you
take care.
do,
I just want to
but-
get this taken care of so I can pack it up.
I mean, you could always like hand wash your clothes, right?
I don't want to be downstairs.
I know you don't want. I mean, you just do it in a sink. You could do a couple of shirts, drawers, and
Yeah.
just swish
I
it
will say
around.
this though. I
Warm
have
water and
I will say this
stove.
though. I have a bunch of toilet papers that I bought.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
all
that's
coming
all.
with me.
I saw you showing the screen, the screenshot, the fucking picture to Kyle. Like, look at this. And Riddle just said Nicholas sounds boring. You're right. Nicholas is boring.
Nicholas did one thing all day. Watch old
What did-
TV shows from the 90s. That's literally all he does.
I was wondering what Nicholas really does all day.
Yeah, that's literally all he does. And then sometimes he comes up here, up into his room, and he plays a little bit on his guitar. And then, he just does sleeps or whatever. But he doesn't really do much. He just sits there, watches old 90s shows, and I don't know.
I mean, doesn't have like a hobby or anything.
No. I mean, he does crafts and stuff like that, but...
Well, I guess that's a hobby. There you go.
Yeah, but
something.
for the most part, no, he just kind of sits there and gives me the death glare. I was down in the kitchen earlier today getting my meds so I could bring him up here. And on my way back up, I happened to look into the living room and he was just like giving me the death glare, and I'm just like, okay,
Fuck's your problem. Yeah, right.
yeah. So
You know what you should have done is just start making kissy faces.
I'm just going to avoid interacting with them.
You should tell that story about that.
Okay. If Nicholas tries to talk to me, I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him both. If you want to talk to me, you're gonna have to do it in writing.
There you go.
'Cause-
But you should tell that story about that really homophobic guy that you chased off of that online game. Do you remember what I'm
Oh.
talking about? You know what I'm talking about, right?
wait a minute. Was this that guy on Day of Defeat?
Yes, that guy. Day Defeat.
Oh my God, that fucking guy.
You
Okay.
gotta tell that story. Because I know Kitty's heard this.
Okay, Kitty
I've
has
heard
heard
this
this,
one.
but I'm gonna tell the story again. And then we gotta end the stream because it's getting late. I want to order food, and I'm sure April needs to go to bed if she hasn't already. So
I think
Okay,
she was
so-
definitely getting ready at least.
yeah, so
We did get a clip of rare footage of Kitty angry.
so is that April I heard back there?
That was Gibbs.
Oh.
April's not in my place. That would be weird.
No, I thought I was hearing April behind Kitty. Anyway, so I was playing Day of Defeat. If you don't know what that is, it started off as a Half-Life 1 mod. It's a World War II game, and you have basically
down.
two teams, and they're trying to take over a map and all that. And this was back when World War II games were all the rage. I loved this game. It was one of my favorites. I preferred it over Counter-Strike and all that. Well, one day I was playing it, and there was this person on my team. I was playing on Allies, and there was this person on my team who, I think her name was like Sniper Girl or something like that. It was very obvious that she was female. She was actually very, very good. She played the sniper, and she would set up and stop in the church tower on this one map. And any Nazi fuck who tried to get too close to the tank got a bullet right between the eye. You do that, and it's fine, it's whatever. It happened, and that's how the game goes. And when you run into someone like that who has so thoroughly locked out a place, you try to get behind them. That's what you do. Not this one guy. This one guy was like getting madder and madder. He sucked. He sucked ass. And he had a clan tag on him. So he was part of the server clan. And I didn't have voice chat going. I don't usually have voice chat on. And but I could tell from the way people were typing in the text chat that they were all telling him to shut the fuck up. Because he was also in text chat, and at one point he's like, "How many times are you gonna shoot me, whore?" And she replied, very firmly in text, "As many times as I see you." He did not like that. So I'm listening to this guy, and he's getting angrier and angrier, and he's just spewing all kinds of misogynistic filth. I'm just like, okay. I had an
You touched the poop.
I had an old microphone that, came with my computer or whatever. I dug it out, I plugged it in, and I got on, and I said to him, your voice sounds hot. And he's like, what? Yeah. No, actually, no, I didn't start doing the kissing noises yet. What happened was, I
for that.
basically kept hitting on him, and he was getting, like, really, really upset with me, throwing homophobic trash at me. Finally, I just started going like this. That's when he signed off.
Couldn't deal.
Yeah, Bob Bong has left the server.
And that was his actual name, right? Bob Bong.
Yeah, Bob Bong. And a clan
Bob Bong,
tag.
wherever you are. Fuck you.
Shout out to Bob. No, wait, I gotta say this right. I want to give a shout out to Robert Bong. He ain't shit.
Okay, on that note, I think it is time to end the stream. So I'm just gonna say it right here. I am not streaming tomorrow. I am not streaming on Sunday.
Okay, could I
don't-
ask that on Friday we watch the end of Watchmen, because it's like,
We will do that because we've
Yeah.
been putting that off long enough.
that's been going a while.
Yeah.
Robert
I think I'm in a
Waterpipe.
place where I can do that. But
Wait, look at what EB said.
yeah, Robert Waterpipe. I love it. So I am not going to be streaming until after I'm settled in the new place, and I don't know how good the internet is going to be when I get there. We'll find out. I'll worry about that when I get
Kyle
there.
streams on it. It shouldn't be that big of an issue.
Yeah, we'll find out when we get there. The main issue though is I have like two Wi-Fi dongles that I use for my desktop. Both of them are
Dongle.
crap.
Dongle.
Both of them are garbage. But we'll find out what happened.
You'll figure something out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So and I will announce when I start streaming again, but it's not going to be for at least another week or so. Other than that, you can always, since I'm not going to be around to entertain you, you can always go over to NecroVMX, who streams every day, and you can go over to Darkling Kitty, who streams like half the week, including on Fridays, which is known as Fun Fridays, which includes you get to see me.
Usually I raid Kitty on Fridays, so
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
every single time, but more times than not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
so
it depends on if I actually start on time, because if I start
I mean,
too
like,
late, you already-
today, I'll be honest, like, I rated PHZ today, and the only reason I did is because you and Sarity were there.
Oh, hell yeah. I kind of figured, but also...
I was just
Yeah.
like, I was going to raid Feel the Niche, and then I was like, well, PHZ is on. Let me go lurk there and see if Kitty and Sarity are there.
If PhD's playing Monster Hunter on stream,
That's
there's
why
a
I checked.
high probability either April or me or both are there.
That's why I checked. I was like, and I sat there, let the fucking ad play, and then like I'm waiting, nobody's really talking. And then I heard your voice, and I'm like, okay, we're rating Punk Hero Zero.
So, if you're really hard up for quality Doom Gloom content, go to darklingkitty.com or TV chat. darklingkitty.com.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna see. Wait, hold on. I gotta
Go
see
to
if that's real
Darkling
now.
Kitty stream on Friday, because I will probably be there.
I'm seeing if that's a real website. Nope, it don't work. Oh well.
We're going to have to get it.
Yeah, shit, I gotta
Yeah,
buy
but
that.
if I
gotta-
ever get if I ever get a website, it's got to be like, I don't know, Butt Taco.
maybe not, considering the last butt taco we ran into.
No, it's literally gonna be butt.taco.
Get out of
Butt.taco.
where?
Dildo.golf.
Get out of where?
God. Poop taco, I remember.
Well, first he was poop nacho, then he was poop taco. That's why I said
It
you
was
said
so
butt
weird.
taco.
That
Immediately
dude
thought
was
of that.
so... And
He's like,
he
you
would
sound
not
like the
stop.
white. You sound like the white parents in Get Out. Get out of where? And then said he didn't see the movie, so he didn't know anything about it. But then tried to mansplain the plot to us.
Yeah, and at one point I would just count. We were so sick of his bullshit. I got so sick of his bullshit. I started counting down. I was like, 30, 29. I got down to
And
about
me
15.
and me and him were still talking. And
Yeah,
yapping,
he would
and
not
I'm trying
shut
to
up.
get him to shut the fuck up.
And so I got down to about 15, and then I stopped and I said, I'm counting down to when I'm kicking you out. And he's like, kicking me out of what? And you said,
And then I go, 3, 2, 1.
2, 1, gone.
No, I just went 3, 2, 1 like that. I was done. I was so done with that guy.
Okay, so if you two want to show yourselves, go right ahead.
Show myself right in public?
I know. Right here
In front of God and
in
everybody.
front of God and everybody.
I will make this
Never-
dang fucking joke.
Hi, I am Darkling Kitty. You can find me at twitch.tv/DarklingKitty. I stream Thursday through Sunday.
Hi, I'm NecroVMX. You can find me at twitch.tv/NecroVMX or youtube.com/NecroVMX. I stream every day, and if you like RPGs, so do I.
And if you, like
Or
I
fighting
said, if you
games.
want more quality Doom content, go to Darkling Kitty stream on Friday, because I will probably be there. Okay, let's talk about raids. Who are we going to raid today?
I see this asshole named Gloom and June. You should raid Dan.
Sounds
Nope.
sad.
Actually, I do have a suggestion. My friend Loxless is on playing Final Fantasy Tactics. He's changed his streaming schedule drastically because his wife just had a baby not too long ago, so I've not gotten to raid him in a long time.
Oh,
That's a
you
good
know
cause.
what? Okay, we can raid Locks less.
Yeah, he had this adorable little baby that him and his wife had.
Okay, so I will go ahead and raid
And he
Loxless.
always gets extremely hyped when people raid him. He gets excited.
Okay, we need a raid call.
Plus, I
what's
mean,
a good raid
Final
call?
Fantasy Tactics. Since it's Final Fantasy Tactics, you have to put a joke about chocobo breeding in there. Just saying.
Why are you bothering
Okay,
to use
okay.
Chocobo's father?
Yeah. Why do I exist? Work with my tits. Work with my tits. I mean, Loxless is used to my weird... you've seen my raid calls. My raid calls are, like, completely off the wall, out of the pocket, under the dome, you know.
I just try to get a stupid pun about either the game that I played or the game that they're playing.
Something like that, right?
Stupid puns are usually pretty effective if you can get a stupid enough one that's also relevant.
Okay, here it is.
I got kicked out of my house for some chocobo breeding business. Something about crimes against nature and why, Father? Why does it hurt?
That's incredible.
I'm gonna use my slime emote because it's like perfect for that.
Oh my god, it is too.
I really wish
You know what's
that
funny
I had
is that
put my chocobo emoji up.
you can make it your first bid emoji, but you know what Loxless and his wife went to Japan and ate at some of like the Square Enix cafes and shit, right? And he was showing all these pictures on stream one day, and you ain't gonna believe so. There's so many funny things to say about this, but the funniest thing was he had not yet ever played a Dragon Quest game, which is like you're going to Japan, you've never played Dragon Quest, like that's a little weird, right? But anyway, so he was like looking for Final Fantasy stuff, and he says, I keep seeing these little blue smiley faces, and I'm like, what is this stupid blue smiley face I keep seeing? What is that? He thought it was like a Hello Kitty thing or something. He had no idea what it was. It was a slime. And he showed this, he's going through these pictures on stream, and he goes, oh, and here's where they have like the Master Sword from Zelda up on the wall. And I'm like, did you just seriously say that's the Master Sword from Zelda? It was the Sword of Kings from Dragon Quest. And so I showed all that to Hitomi. I made a clip. I showed it to Hitomi, and she's like, imagine going to a country and not knowing the religion.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and raid Lockulus, and you all have a great rest of your night. Thank you for coming out.
No, you, though.
This has been a
No,
very,
you.
this has been a very healing stream for me. It's good
I
to
thought
finally
it
get
might
all
be.
of this out.
That's why I texted you earlier. Like we're doing Gloomwave, right? I almost called it
June-
Junewave.
June wave. I mean, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
We
right,
needed to
so
do it. You needed to do it.
I need to click that button now. So I'm gonna raid. We're gonna raid Lockulus. I'm gonna hit that button in 10, 9,
This is the
8,
remix.
7,
This is the
6,
remix. This
5.
is the remix.
Shut up.
This is the
4,
remix. Yeah,
3,
yeah, 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 yeah,
2,
yeah, yeah,
1,
yeah,
0.
This is the remix.
You know, June, you don't actually have to do a